You know why we're not afraid? What? That he's great in turban. Turban's destruction. Y'all think he come back in all peace? You got another thing coming. So we're out here fighting for our brother. We ain't marching saying, yes, we can. No justice, no peace. Go! Fight for your sons and your daughters.
I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog. I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker, po-po. It's my battle cry. Whoa! Isaiah 14:21, that ancient version of that gun that sword. They stole our name, they stole our shit. We real Judites, motherfucker Jewish. We lords, generals, arm your soldiers. We fight tonight like we supposed to. They inherited lies. I'm referring to all whites. I'm referring to riches, white privilege, given through genocide. And they gotta pay for that. God say Jacob gon' take it back. I cry aloud, I spare not. This good bread, my sharecrop. This lily grew through concrete. We march to on drum beat. We the chosen. No inclination to kick it with y'all. Raise Babylon to the ground, then watch it fall. Obadiah said you'll be wiped up for theft. These are just words, worry about what come next. For Negroes, Latinos, we better than all, not equal. My natives no red dot that feather. Me primo be smooth like that leather. Until it's time to bring the war dogs out, put the headdress on. War paint and I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker, po-po. It's my battle cry. I got the spirit of grandfathers past. Front porch sitters, Nat Turner dangerous. A real life illustration of angry and that painting of Malcolm staring out the window with patience. One hand on the curtain, right hand on the AK spits. 47 rounds, all to bring down Satan. Same way Abel was killed by Cain. This will be an introduction from the fuck shit into the fire. Probably join the list of artists who died before they retired. Most High said I'm hired. Sire will never spit a line aimed at my kind, less meant to uplift. Toughness will be redefined in my rhymes. A squad of men with the spirit of God, with an affinity to point their weapons not at the brethren but at the enemy. Khaki-colored kids, baptized in the flames of combat fashioned. In the trap we escaped, our fate was to be great and noble. Moses reincarnate, so be hopeful and know I bring word from A and O to Pharaoh and white folk. Let my people go, cause it's my battle.
For Dr. Bennett, my hotel, miracle, aka Amor.
All the lies you've been told, baby, let me set you straight. What we did back then was great. You just don't know. Let me show you the past so your future can look bright. If you walk into the light, cause you see yourself. I've heard them say that we wasn't even there. Baby, let me make it clear. We were the ones. If you pay attention to what I'm about to show, there's no doubt that you will know. We were the ones, and I'ma show you. That's what Tommy was, said she was back before. That's the way that my man will show you. Black man, King Tut was a black man. Cause that's the way that mine made it now. When we came from the southern land, so I know they think that we forgot. Maybe that time from the one and the west, we black people made their way. See them coming for project, and there we are. Ever so below, this is how they built the stone. We have never been alone. This is
Hell, bro.
Cause that's the way that my name will show you our history. It ain't no mystery. Just listen and understand and show you what they cannot hide, what they can't deny. That Egypt was a black man. Lately I've been thinking of days gone by. And all the things that we forgot. Voices from the distant past make themselves heard. The resurrection, something now that you've been revealed. Tell me what you gonna do. Gonna keep it to yourself or gonna tell the world? If you do, then prepare for the challenges you face. My heart goes out to you, precious black boys and girls. And I'ma show you every time black people. That's the way that the right man have to show you.
Still not playing with you, homie.
Cause that's the way that right man have to show you our history. It ain't no mystery. Just listen and understand and show you what they cannot hide, what they can't deny. That Egypt was a black man.
I'm not playing with yourself today, bro.
Welcome, everybody. FOPE Israelite School. A conversation with myself. Now, is
Hey, Starshan, can I say something real quick before I have to go?
come on.
Was that what's the name? What's that Shaka? What's the brother name again?
Yes, Shaka Atmos.
Man, that nigga sound like a Black Emma Fudd singing, bro. What the hell? What in the hell is that, bro? That nigga sound like a Black Emma Fudd, bro.
Hey, look, this is very important. I see some key people on here that I want on here. Of course, we're gonna have some fun, but I do want to get down to some scholarship. And also, listen, we're gonna bring out, of course, stuff that we say that's out of the park wrong. But one thing I got positive to say about the Kemetic community, that they can prove that the people in that region is black, okay? Right, in its history over there dealing with black people. But let me say this real quick. I know Oracle knows a lot about that, right? The history over there. So I would like for her to come on if possible. And sister, I watch your YouTube channel. I actually done a commentary on one of your videos, the African diaspora. She's on here. I just saw on here. Right, I just saw on here.
Yeah, she on here.
Yeah, African diaspora. I actually, great work. You know, I actually have watched some of your videos before, and I think you deserve a lot of credit, a lot of work that you do. Don't be shy. You know, this is a platform where the lions hang out at. You know, we need a couple of lionesses on here also. So you're welcome to come on. I actually watched some videos. We actually dealt with Kemetic and stuff like that. So very intriguing, very interesting. And I know Oracle, she's dealt in that aspect of it too. So I hope you can come on and speak on it. I want this to be a good bill. You know, I have a lot of books on it. I actually forgot. Shawsham had to call me. I actually forgot we're supposed to be going live. So I left all my stuff that I had that I was going to do still packed up, you know. But I don't know if the link is in the room. If it's in the room, Oracle and African Diaspora, you're welcome to come on. But yeah, go ahead, brothers.
So,
go ahead, Shane.
like I said, they want us to put this down. The most important thing, the Torah.
Not happening.
You know, like we supposed to stop using the laws that was governed by Moses and the Most High to give it to our people. You know, for their chronology of if these books here, Religion, Ancient Religion by Wallace C. Budge, these kind of books that we have, Ancient Egypt, the Metanetta, the Book of the Dead, and books like the New Wabians, and we got plenty others. I'm not going to keep getting more, but I got a whole bunch of more ancient Egyptian books.
Yeah, I got a stockpile myself. I just figured out about this live.
So we study their doctrine too, and some of that stuff. But they always doing shows talking about, is the God of Israel real? Well, I want them to show me that is Anubis real, the dude with the dog on his head. Is Horus real, the bird guy? You see what I'm saying? All these ancient gods of ancient Egypt, but they always want to question our power, you know, which is crazy. But
okay, I want to make a phone call real quick because I always get these phone calls out the blue. And I know I said we're not going to deal with that guy that's in third, but he's always talking about our Bible, right? And shooting us down. Every show was about the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, right? And call people up. So now let's see if this brother, so-called brother, has the nuts to come over here. And that's none other than Sarnetta, right? Because it's a nice warm place for him on the left-hand side of Sheol, waiting. It's a nice hot bed of nails waiting for Sarnetta. But let's call him up and let's see. Anybody have a question for him?
Yeah, I have a question for. Yeah, ask him about that white boy cockroach. Why in the hell he protecting this white boy? And why he cooning? Why is he cooning? And won't put out a video on his channel, but he'll put the white boy video up. Yeah, question. Ask him that question.
All right, I'm calling them now.
I see y'all teaching.
Hey, shalom, like you do me. I want. Hey, look, I want you to know that you're live and you're on the air. Welcome to.
I'm watching the game right now, man.
So you going to put the track shoes on?
Oh man, what's up, brother?
You're going. Okay, thank you. So we just want you to know, man. I only want you here like 3-4 minutes. I want you to know it's folk time, so don't get caught in the trap because you might get folked up tonight real quick. All right. So my brother Yehuda has a question. This is like not really on the topic of Kemetic, but we're going to go in on. But he has a question. He want to know. He asked this question sincerely. Why haven't you put our video up that we want you to put up yet? You know, you and I discussed this, and I got to explain it to my family, and maybe you can explain it to them. Why you put our video up, but they like you put up the who we call the white boy Captain Kakazak video up on the 12 tribe breakdown and have not put our video up yet.
All right, what video is this you talking about?
Yehuda, what video?
Yeah, well, the video that we sent to Qanath.
The video we sent you, our 12 tribe breakdown.
Even the one that sent him too. Jeremiah Judah.
The video we got definitely is banging. I sent even one or two to show you which one we want you to put up. If you're going to do that. No, we're not banging on nobody. We bringing out the information like he did to prove that what they said is wrong.
Hey, Sarnetta, remember? Hey, Sarnetta.
He said they put it up.
Remember I spoke to you before? You probably forgot something, and I was telling you that Qanath said nobody was able to refute his lesson and his breakdown.
Send me the video. Send it to me on my phone or whatever, and I'll put it up.
Got you. Okay, so everybody heard it from the horse's mouth. He said he had put it up, right? So
you know, I just had Michael on my show not too long ago.
I saw.
You, what makes you a Hebrew? Is it the bloodline or no?
What makes you a Hebrew? A bloodline? But hold on. You crafty. You real crafty. you real crafty. You real crafty. But let me ask you this real quick. Let me ask you this, Sarnetta. Is it anything that you believe in?
No.
So you don't believe in a higher power or a lower power. You don't believe in anything.
No.
So you're not Hotep, you're not Kemet, or you're not a Scientologist. You don't believe in nothing.
No, I'm none of that.
Okay. So here's the question I have. What is the interest for you day in and day out speaking about the Bible if you don't care anything about it or believe in it?
I never said I didn't care anything about it.
Okay, well, believe.
I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you ever make videos on Kemet? What I mean by that is, hold on, real quick. What I mean by that is, like, shock utmost, go against their gods and so on and so forth, or actually have one of us on this side of the fence that everybody runs from, have us actually come over here where we will actually wipe the floor with their ass. But you seem like you pick the people very carefully. Like Reggie, you know what we'll do to Reggie. You know what we'll do to Shock Utmost and Jabari. You know it.
The answer to that question is because I'm closer to Kemet, and they are more closer to the truth than the Bible. The Bible was written by man, and y'all say God from this cloud came down, and we know Kemet was made by man. We don't say no God did it.
So what are all these?
To answer your question, I don't believe in God, brother. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I know that there's a higher power that exists.
Is it Horus? Is it Horus?
No, it don't have a name. You can't put a title on it.
So why they have titles in the book? Why do they have titles in these books that they believe in all these many gods?
Man did that. That's what man created. That's what man put in there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, I can sit here and tell you that's what man put in there. But y'all can't tell us, oh, you know, the Bible, that's what man did. That's what man wrote. Y'all believe that some spook god came out and wrote the scriptures and did this and had the power to do that. Let me ask you a question. Why'd you run from me now?
No, hold on. I'm gonna let you ask your question. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna let you ask your question.
There you go.
No. I'm gonna let you ask. Hey, sir. When you're on your show, I give you all the rail. I'm gonna let you ask the question. One more question, right? And I'm gonna give this one to Shasham about because he was saying something about was it Horace Shasham or something you were saying? Because we got all them books. Or I give it to Yavin. Yavin, you have a question.
No.
Go ahead, Yavin.
Yeah, well, the question I want to know is, since, he's saying that the Bible is false and it's a tool used by our oppressor to keep us in our current condition, because the Bible already gives us a formula and a solution to how to...
Just get your question. Just go with your question.
Okay. To Kemet scientific ideology, what's the formula, according to Kemet, that's going to get our people out of our current situation? What's the solution, according to that?
He said, according to the science of Kemet, what is the formula that's going to get our people out of our current situation if we use Kemet?
I don't think that's what we look at Kemet for, is to get us out of this. We look at it to study history. It's to study history, brother. That's how we look at it, not to say, oh, this is going to get us out of this and that. That's not what we're looking at Kemet for.
So it's just to have stories and talk and not to get us out of a situation.
No, I didn't say that. That's what you said. I said, I'm speaking for me, not for the scholars, not because if you want, I could call Jabari, I could call a few people and let them, those are the scholars. But I'm saying for me, that's not what I look at it for. I don't look at it to get me out of this and to get me out of that.
Right.
I look at it to study as far as history is concerned. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Any brother on here want to answer in his questions? Go ahead. Ask your question.
Hey, yeah, Qanath, I got one more question for Sonetta. I don't know if you're aware of my brother Josh at ABT, Absolute Bible Truth. He made a video a few months ago, about 2-hour video, and he's basically going at Kemetic, and he's showing through the ancient writings in Kemetic of the sexuality of the Egyptians, showing them in very gay positions. They're showing the quote unquote so-called penises, and how there was a lot of gay activity going on in ancient Egypt. But I ain't seen nobody come back yet and try to combat the information that he brought out from Kemetic side.
I haven't seen the video.
Well, you haven't seen the video. This is my last question, Sonetta, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and ask all of us a question. My last question for you is real simple. What's your nationality?
So-called African American from African American.
No. What's your nationality?
I just told you, so-called African American.
So you don't know because you said so-called.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so we supposed to listen to you, brothers, but you don't know. Just like I asked Reggie what his nationality was, he couldn't tell me either. So
we don't make up stuff. Y'all make up stuff.
all right.
I'm gonna ask you what's your nationality. You're gonna say you're a Hebrew or Israelite.
Hey, I got a question.
All right, what's your question for the brothers? You who to stay on real quick. Let's see what the question you got for us real quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
I want to know off of what Sonetta just said.
No, hold on. I'm gonna let Sonetta ask a question because he said he was watching this game. So, wait, what's your question you have for everybody for Saul? Because you said we'll put our video up. So go ahead.
Is it a possibility that Yahweh can also be Esau as well? The two are the same. They are both the same. Yahweh and Satan. We are speaking of the same person. Is that a possibility?
I'm sorry, I had to step away. Did y'all hear that? I had to step away.
What was that question again?
He said, "Is Yahawashi?" What'd you say? Is Yahawashi what?
Is Yahawashi also Satan?
Is he saying is God also Satan?
Absolutely, 100% no. That's false.
Right. So let me ask you this: Satan is evil, right? Satan is evil.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Go ahead.
Can Satan do anything on his own without the permission of the Most High, or do we need the permission to do his evil? Does God give him the will to do the evil?
What you mean? Hold on. Wait. That's a two-part question. You say give him the will to do the evil?
Yeah, give him the permission, the power. He can't do evil on his own, so God gives him permission, right? Yahweh tells him, you can go ahead, and that's why he sent him down to the earth. He can do the evil he can't do it on his own. He got to go and get the green light from Yahweh. Am I right?
Well, that's true. Dealing with Job, like he dealt with Job. He tested Job, and Job was a righteous man. But God used Satan to test Job. But God has a purpose of doing everything because he has a lot. God has. Go ahead.
Is Satan kill on his own, or do he need the permission?
You said, when you say kill on his own, are you talking about Satan entering the souls of people and calling people to do wickedness?
Like we don't know nothing. Now we acting like we
you asked a question.
I'm trying to answer your question.
I'm saying, can Satan do evil on his own, or do he get the permission from Yahweh?
Well, the Most High give you a choice. So if Satan do something, Satan can do anything but take the the spirit of the man. He can't kill the spirit. He can kill the body, but he can't kill the spirit.
I got a question.
So Satan can kill without.
Can y'all hear me?
God.
He can kill the body, but he can't kill the spirit.
Right, I got you. I got that slick. I got that slick talk.
Can y'all hear me?
So like I said, Satan can kill, but I'm gonna tell you,
You got a
Satan and God
technical
are the
out.
same person.
Okay, show us how Satan and God's the same person.
For any of the brothers.
He said, "I create good and I create evil. I'm the Lord. I, the Lord God, create all these things."
Okay,
so
now.
if Satan do anything evil, that's God.
Well, hold on. No. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna show you your ignorance in that. You said, hold on. Let me. Now quote it again.
I create good and I create evil.
Right.
The Lord God does all these things.
Right.
So Satan he didn't create evil. It's the Most High who created the evil. But that's going over y'all head. Y'all gonna make up some crazy stuff to get out of that. You know?
Okay.
This is why I am the best Bible teacher. Y'all need to come under my wing.
Hey, look, at the end of the day.
It's using me.
Okay. But see, that goes to show you the scripture talk about a double-minded tongue, a double-minded man. That's why I asked you at the beginning, because I know you was going to go into this. You said the Most High sent you, but earlier I set you up. I asked what you believe in, and you said you didn't believe in nothing. But now you saying Most High.
But wait a minute, Sonetta. You just said God, Sonetta, you just said God and Satan is the same person, right? You said God and Satan.
Hold on, Sonetta.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, Sonetta, the brother going to answer your question.
There's a higher power that exists within the universe. See, you missed it. You thought you set me up.
That's irrelevant. I got a real question.
Wait.
Hold on. Hey, Sonetta, the brother going to answer your question, Sonetta.
No,
Sonetta. The brother going to answer your question.
Then I got to seek out and do the research.
Hold on, I don't want to mute you. The brother going to answer your question real quick. Go ahead. Answer it.
But wait a minute, Sonetta, you just said that God and Satan is one and the same, correct? You said God created evil.
You said God and Satan is one and the same, correct?
So therefore, you said God and Satan is one and the same, and you said God created evil. Therefore, God is Satan. But you said that God sent you, so that make you Satan too, Sonetta.
Oh, so he said that you said God is one and the same, and God created Satan. So he said
and
God sent you.
You just said God sent you. But that means that.
What are you talking about?
No, God sent you at the plate of God. Listen, bro. God sent you to play. I'm gonna show you something. This is how it works. Let me try to break it down to you.
You just called God Satan.
No. Let me. I'm gonna have to mute you. Hold on. I'm gonna do you like you do me. I'm gonna do you like you do me. All right, now watch this. I'm gonna show you check this out, Sonetta. When the scripture talk about God created good and evil, right? God gives us a choice, right? So it's a balance. It's a balance to everything. You got good and you got evil. So you have a choice. You choose. Just like in the Garden of Eden, you choose between good and evil. It's your choice. God sends out good and he sends out evil. It's your choice. He using you to play the role of the devil, Satan. So he is using you. And it's up to people to follow you into the pits of hell or to follow the prophets, the Bible, into a glorious kingdom. So you're right. God does use good and evil. You just happen to be on the left-hand side that he's using. You're that goat of evil. And I have no problem with that. I see it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're right. I give you credit. You're right. God used good and he used evil. Exactly. He used good and he used evil. It's your choice to make a decision. He wants us to serve him willingly.
Because many people are born naturally. Many people born naturally to be evil, and God already know who's evil and who's not going to do right. God already know before you born if you're going to do right or not. He know a person going to be evil naturally or not. So he uses people naturally to be evil.
Can I say something?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
I am going to prove tomorrow that you, ISUPK, Daniel Allah, Lions of Israel, Michael Edwards, JJ 7000, none of you are Hebrew Israelites. All of y'all have fallen short in the balance because I'm going to show you the law of the Bible and show where all of y'all don't even follow the goddamn laws. Y'all ain't nothing but.
And you know what? And you're right. And you're right. And hold on, hey, listen, I'm telling you, you're right. But you ain't gotta tell me you're right.
Let me
They
read this
don't
verse
follow
real
all
quick.
613 laws of the Bible. You're 100% right. Daniela, hold on. Daniela should.
Yeah, you 100% correct, Sonetta. You right. You right, Sonetta.
Daniela is not a priest. There's no such thing as a 12-tribe chart. Hispanics are not Israelite. Israel is all black.
Johanna is not the leader of
Johanna
black
is not
people.
third under the sun.
He's not the leader of black people.
Right? So we're right.
You're correct, Sonetta. We'll agree with you.
Now the question is,
Kazak is not an Israelite. That's a white boy. Yeah, you know it.
The question is, why are they lying about the chart? That's the question.
Yeah, Sonetta, we agree with you, brother. You correct. You're 100% correct.
Hey,
nobody keep the law. Nobody keep all those laws.
Let me read the scripture real quick. It's Proverbs.
Okay, look, real quick. Hey, Sonetta, we're gonna read a scripture real quick. Now I'll let you get the last word after you read the scripture, then I'll let you go.
I say Proverbs 11:1. It says, "A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is His delight." That's why it's good and evil. Because
you heard what he said. Proverbs. What is it again?
Proverbs 11:1.
Proverbs 11:1. It says what?
A false balance is an abomination.
A false balance
is an abomination to the Lord.
Is an abomination to the Lord.
But a just weight is delight.
But a just weight is a delight. It has to be a balance, brother. That's why you have good and evil. Proverbs 11:1.
Before I go, one last thing, Qanath. Before I go, I gotta go to work. One last thing, Qanath. I'm at the plantation. Hey, Sonetta. Wait, Sonetta. One last thing, Sonetta. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct, Sonetta.
Go ahead.
You're 100% correct. That God, nobody knows and can do all these laws. You're 100% correct. That white boy cockroach, he's not an Israelite. Daniel is not a goddamn priest. Johanna is not the third under the sun. Nobody can keep all the laws of Moses. So you're 100% correct. With that, I say grace and peace. I'm out.
Grace and peace, Yehuda. So you're correct. This is why they all keep running from FOPE, and this is why you keep protecting them, because you know also.
You be running from me. Y'all be running from me. Little on me.
Look, no, I'm letting you do your work, man. You doing your work. Keep it up. You see your side. Hey, look, so when you do that show, let us know. I'll let you come back over here so you can play the role of the devil. Because one time I told everybody, you know what? We're not gonna go on Sonetta show, but you welcome to come over here because we gotta have.
Hey, I got a question for him.
We gotta have good and evil. It's one brother got a question for you, Saul, and I'm let it go. What's your question, brother?
I want to know if Sonetta saying that man wrote the Bible. If man wrote the Bible, then who wrote all of the Egyptian stuff then? Who came up with that? You trying to tell me that? Okay, so but the scriptures was inspired by God though. That's the difference.
That's a belief.
He don't understand.
Yeah, prove it. And if you can prove it to me without using the Bible.
It's been proven many times before.
Yeah, it's more.
You believe in Darwin, Sonetta? You believe in Darwin theory? You believe we come from apes, so we come from a Big Bang theory?
None of us in the community believe that we come from apes.
So you? Oh, that's a lie. Your boy was on the day. He believed that.
He believes that everything is random. That's what he believes.
I'm saying we was related to a banana, remember?
But anyway.
So where do man come from, Sonetta? Where do man come from?
You don't know that. Everything have a common answer.
Where do man come from?
I know I come out of the womb of my mother.
Where do man start from?
Nobody knows that.
He believes in evolution.
So man comes from you. So wait a minute, bro. How can you be a teacher? How can you be a netta if you don't know where man comes from?
I just told you where I come from.
I know you come out of your mother's womb. Where's the first man come from? Where he come from? The first man.
Brother, nobody on the earth knows that, brother. You can only assume and guess, and I think it come from here. Nobody. Don't you sit up there telling me that God created Adam and then He created woman out of a man's chest, brother. Don't do that. When you can look at the Adam's apple. I mean, not the Adam's apple, but the navel, and you'll see Adam got a goddamn navel.
Do you think it's okay for man to rape?
It's a certain order and design. It's clear to see. You obviously can't see it.
I asked that question, you know why, but I'll go back on it.
Man, this is my time.
No, I know some people believe that. Hey, look, hey, Sarnetta, thanks for coming on, man. You came under the little small hot seat, wasn't scheduled. So thank you for coming on. You played your role.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey, look, Sar. So everybody hear your word. You're not a liar, are you?
Every man is a liar according to
I said, are you a liar?
Listen to me. Every man is a liar.
But you don't believe in the Bible. You don't believe in the Bible.
See, there you go with the belief again.
Well, you don't. Oh, are you a liar? Are you a liar, Sarnetta? Are you a liar?
Keep asking the wrong questions.
Are you a liar?
No.
Every man is a liar.
But you said you come out your mother womb. I'm talking about you personally, Sarnetta, an individual, as an individual, as an individual.
You can't get me, bro.
As an individual, are you a liar? As an individual, are you a homosexual?
Oh my God, man.
No, you say every man a homosexual, so you play that you dip both ways?
No, I never said that.
No, you said every man. So is every man a homosexual?
I say nothing about no homosexuality.
No. So are you a liar? Are you a liar?
I answered you 50 times.
So you said every man to say like every man does this. So you homosexual?
When I say every man, I'm also talking about women. And I'm only going according to what the scriptures say. Why are you beating me down? I'm telling you what the Most High
But you don't believe in the Bible.
The Most High said every man is a liar. Every man.
So are you lying to me when you said you'll put the video up? Tell a lie.
I'm not lying to you about that.
Okay, got you. All right. Hey.
I'll put it up, brother.
All right, no doubt. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Enjoy your game. All right.
Okay, I got
All right, let's get down to cutting these guys up. I already know he's gonna have them guys come on the show. All of them. So y'all get prepared when they come over on this side of the fence, man. But go ahead, brothers.
All right, listen. Can you hear me?
I want that. Hold on, real quick before you start. Both this Oracle and the other sister, I want y'all to come on. Please come on. Put the link back in the room. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. This is the question I got. It's clear to see that these other camps right here are lying about the chart and saying that these Hispanics are us, but they clearly are not. So what do you think about that? Do you feel like that they've been infiltrated by these Edomites? Because that's a seed to me, that's a seed that's being planted to stop the Israelites from waking up and bringing Christ back.
It's to keep Israel as sin even during their awakening. That's exactly what it is.
So who infiltrated that? These half-breeds?
No.
Or these Edomites are the ones that sent them?
No, the Rosicrucian infiltrated Israel. The elders already talked about that.
What is that? The what?
Hold on, listen.
Okay.
Just listen. It's a video on our channel where the elder brothers should be like as soon as you hit the channel page, it's like the main video. It just automatically plays. It says something like One West Elders. They'll tell you the story about how the Rosicrucian came and how certain brothers already sold out, and how they had special garments, and they told them they had all these different camps already under their order. And it's just like a regular 501c3 church. They've been sold out years ago when this shit started. Early in the beginning of the whole One West thing. They tell you it's on our channel, the same channel you on now. They'll tell you everything that happened and how, with the drug dealing, the money, how people sold out, how people was plotting to kill people. It's all on it's on our front of our page. They've been infiltrated it, and they'll tell you.
So they were prepared. They were prepared.
Hey, IUIC Bishop Nathaniel did it was a class that he was doing like a few years ago, and I think it was titled 501c3, and he was trying to explain how it was lawful to use a 501c3, but he started the class out with explaining what happened and why One West had broke up. He himself admitted to everything that Shashem just said.
Well, see, I think it's deeper than that because I did some research on Nathaniel, man, and he was a cop, man, in New York.
Yeah, he said he a cop.
But the thing about it is though, I think these dudes, I think the Edomites is paying these dudes, man.
Yeah,
they agents, man. They agents, man. Is what I think they are.
Well, maybe
because you got to think about it. What are you going to benefit? Okay, I get they trying to profit off and all that shit, but what's the real plan though?
Well,
I think the real plan is that they infiltrated us because they're trying to stop us from waking up. They're trying to stop Christ from coming back.
That's not it. It's not that they stopping us from waking up. It's they stopping the Negroes from banding together, being one.
Yeah, unity.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They bring in other nations. Hold on, I gotta get the phone. Hold on.
See, let me say by planting that seed, planting that seed by saying that these Spanish are our people, which clearly they're not. By planting that seed, that's very strategic to me, and I feel like that was a plant, man. That was a plant.
Let me say something real quick. Listen up. That Hispanic thing, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, is dead. I only talk about it now just so the younger people can not fall into that. If you really look at what's happening, I've done 2 interviews with people over Africa, black people waking up all over the world. I watched a video today, not all of it. I was, I'd be flipping through the YouTube and I saw a video where I interviewed the brother, a Hispanic dude, been in the troop over 22 years. So that's really dead. I watched IUIC March a couple of days ago. It's like 500 men. I saw 2 Hispanics. So it's really a dead issue. I mean, we see who waking up. The issue is them stopping us, us from uniting. The Hispanic thing, that's a dead thing now. I mean, they not waking up. It has no more traction. It's brothers out here talking about you so-called black, blah, 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 Hispanics. And when you look beside them, all you see is a bunch of niggas.
True enough, but
it really doesn't matter anymore. And my brother, for doctor said,
other camps are still preaching this though.
Excuse me.
That's an issue within our nation. These other camps are still preaching this and misleading.
Well, brother, here's the thing.
How do we stop that?
But no, you can't stop a man from shitting if he got a shit. You know, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if he got to spew his shit, he's going to spew it, right? The whole thing about it is when he shit, we got to make it don't stink, right? And that's a hard thing to do. But guess what? We did. Because now what he shit or what he eat, actually what he eat don't make us shit. You know what I mean? So what he's throwing out is not going in our belly. It's not going, because we waking up other people, masses all over the world. People watching us, we're starting there to say, oh, I see y'all doing blah, blah, blah. They watching. Other people watching, right? When you click this video off, it's saying 54 people watching, but when we go off the live, you're going to see there's a lot more than 54 people watching.
Well, see, this is what I want to say. I don't mean to cut you off, but I learned from these false prophets, man. This is why I first learned the truth, and then once the rabbit hole goes deeper and you find out that this seed has been planted, man, to fool us, to make us believe that these Spanish are a part of us, which is they really not. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was first coming into the truth, I always knew that it was something that was wrong with that. Because I knew that these people wasn't us, man. And it's very clear.
So what gave you to understand and say, you know what?
It's clear because for one,
how did you find out? How did you find out when you say it's clear? Who was you listening to? What made it clear?
Y'all, you did.
There we go.
Because
that's why I said so. It's not about stopping them. It's about waking people up like yourself and the masses, right? And other people left the organizations. And like the scriptures say, brother, 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, right?
Exactly.
So some of these people are going to continue to hold on to that, brother. From the beginning, it was Adam and Eve, and it was the Satan in the garden. It's a balance. We can't. He just read the scripture, so it's going to be like that. But at the end of the day,
I understand that the Most High is balance between good and evil. I understand that. Right. I understand. I understand some of his concepts of why he does what he does. Like one of the things the Most High.
I don't want to. I'm sorry, brother. I don't want to lose the topic. Right.
No, I'm not trying to go off a topic. I'm just saying that I understand some of the things the Most High why he does what he does, like how he's building up these other nations just to destroy them. Because at first I couldn't fathom why the Most High God did what he did until I started to understand that he was the balance between good and evil. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Before Qanath, you mind if I just say one small thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Brother, True TV.
Yeah.
What you gotta understand is it's the Most High said there must be heresies among us. It's more than anything. It's a weeding out process. The Most High is going to put many different tests before you, before all of Israel, to try their spirits, to see what your heart really is. One thing you can't do is allow anything that's vexing your spirit take you out of the spirit and from the Ruach and cause you to do something that It's contrary to your walk. This is just another test from the Most High. You know, like the wheat and the tares have to grow together. That's all it is. You know the truth, but don't let it get you out of your element and cause you to do something. He said, be angry, but sin not. Don't let it get you out of your element and cause you to do something that's going to cause you to sin. The Most High is just, he got to try you like fine gold. That's all it is.
And he said endure. He said endure to the end. Endure. To endure something means suffocation. You're suffering. To endure. No, it's not a cakewalk, you know. But let me say this real quick. Oracle, please come on. Oh my goodness. The other sister, I don't know why I keep diaspora, African diaspora, please come on. Somebody put the link in the room one more time. I want y'all to come. I really want y'all to come on. And when they come on, I want them to speak. Yavin, I know you want to do your thing, so you're going to drop what you was going to drop. I'm not going to do my little presentation I was going to do earlier on this, but I'm just glad Sarnetta said he's going to try to get them guys to come on. I really don't want to deal with them guys. To me, they don't have no knowledge at all.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to come on so I can challenge the core foundation of their belief system. But I guess I'll just go ahead and explain.
Okay, Oracle. Yeah, I mean, he probably called them, telling them to come on, but they're going to back out and get scared because you already know we didn't have debates with them in the back rooms, not on YouTube. For YouTube family, there's a lot of our brothers being Facebook and already then beat up Jabari, then beat up Reggie, then beat up what's the guy from Baltimore? What's the guy believe that we come from apes? Where I trapped him. Right. We already beat up them in the back chats on Facebook. This is why they don't come on YouTube. Also, Israelites, they don't come on YouTube and discuss it because we be on Facebook and crush them that say they don't want to come on. So
we're trying to push a lie.
Yeah, it don't matter. They could do that.
Like trying to push that lie. That's why. But I had to ask another question. I didn't mean to cut you off because I never got a chance to really speak to y'all brothers, man. So that's why I'm a little excited. And I know that y'all bringing the real truth because the things that was in my spirit, y'all brought all the truth to me. Y'all made me understand everything. Y'all connected all the dots and made sense.
Well, let me stop you right there. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. We didn't do nothing. All right.
Well, the Most High, ultimately, yeah.
Hey, Qanath, real quick, brother. Real quick. This is Yehuda. Real quick, brother. I want to make a statement about the Hispanics, right? As long as God give me breath in my body, I'm going to keep fighting the fight. I'm going to keep speaking about these false prophets. I'm going to keep speaking about these Hispanics. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. 2 reasons why. These fools done made Jacob, our forefathers, children changed to a complete different nation. Number 2, we have millions of blacks, our ancestors, that died in cargo ships that was from the tribe of Ephraim, Zebulon, Issachar, Naphtali. All these tribes died coming over here. And these niggas gonna give away, they're gonna give away their heritage and our ancestors who suffered and died. No, I'm gonna fight the fight until I die.
Because quite personally, I'm astonished.
One last thing I want to say. Yavin, when it comes to the wheat and tares, right? The wheat and tares, that has nothing to do with no Hispanic.
It doesn't.
They're not talking about.
No, I wasn't referring to them. I'm referring to the Father is, he's a mastermind strategist. He puts certain things in front of us to see how we're going to react.
Yeah, that's true. That part, I agree with you on that part. That part is true. But when it comes to the wheat and tares.
Yeah, they ain't talking about them.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't want to make sure that the person don't get a different idea. This brother, what's the brother?
But hey, Yehuda. Hey, Shane, large my screen real quick because I want to show something real quick. This will be played earlier today. And brother, I know what you're saying. Trust me, I know what you're saying. But here's the thing: we on top of it. I want everybody on this YouTube to actually listen to what you're about to. And I love this brother. So it's not to scandalize him or anything, shape, form, or fashion. It's just the words that were spoken and what Yehuda just talked about. Everybody listen. Hold on. Wait a minute. Give me a second. One more second. What? Bishop, come on, son. Hey. Yo, son. All right, I want y'all to listen up very carefully. Watch this.
The so-called blacks, Latinos, so-called Hispanics, natives of North, Central, and South America, the Maori people went out there in Hawaiian Polynesians, out in the West, them who your forefather, your line traced back to them, you are of the 12 lost.
Now I'm gonna play it one more time. I want y'all to hear. Listen up very carefully. Watch.
The so-called blacks, Latinos, so-called Hispanics, natives of North, Central, and South America, the Maori people went out there in Hawaiian Polynesians, out in the West, and those of you of them who your forefather, your line traced back to them, you are of the 12 lost tribes of Israel.
Hey, look, he did not say Negro descent. He said you so-called blacks, Latino, Hispanics, Polynesian, Hawaiian, Maori. Oh, so I looked these people up, and I was like, "What in the?" I was like, "Are you serious?" I looked these people up. They don't even look black. Nothing about them. So it's getting worse. So, brother, we understand that. We understand that. So, I mean, you just keep holding up the good fight and do it to the end and keep on bringing out the knowledge, truth, understanding what the scriptures say. The scriptures don't say about no Polynesians. I can't even say these names.
It was just it was astonishing to me because these individuals had me really believing this, man. And and then once you find out what's really going on, it's like, wow, like I lost a lot of faith in the midst of that when I was learning this, because I was really believing that these were our people, but at the same time, it didn't fully resonate. So when I watched y'all videos, man, I knew it connected. The spirit connected immediately. I knew. I said, this is what I was feeling wrong about. This is what it was right here. And it makes complete sense, man. I respect y'all brothers for what y'all do, man, because for the simple fact that I'm struggling to come back to the laws, but I know that it's a must. I know it's a must that our people must come back to the laws. I know that we are the people. I know that as far as the Israelites, they're all Negroid, and the way that y'all describe how they infiltrated this was just astonishing me. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. Because that's something right there that can stop you from keeping the laws. It's kind of like how they put pork in jelly beans. It's very strategic. You don't know these things. They go out of their way to keep us from keeping the laws because they don't want the 144 to accumulate. So I noticed these things that they do, and it makes everything questionable as well, because when it comes to these camps and when it comes to a lot of individuals, man, because it comes to a point to where you have to do your own research to know who's telling the truth and who's lying. But it really makes things very questionable, man. And I think it's something that definitely should be addressed. Y'all guys have been doing it, but I don't think that it should be something that should be forgot about. I think that we should keep speaking on it and keep bringing it out and brother, keep allowing people to know.
Hey, brother, I'm glad you questioning it, and I'm glad you took a step back and realized that what you was taught is lies. I have a question for you. If the foundation of the nation of Israel, right? The foundation is that chart, because the foundation is who? Jacob and his 12 sons, right? That is the foundation. So if the foundation is built off a lie, wouldn't it make sense that most of the doctrines that come out of One West is mostly lies?
Of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, look. Okay, hold on.
Because these Spanish individuals are not our people, man. That's clear.
I got you. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I want to answer something in the room that we'll go with the title of the show is about. Flags, saw other videos. I back you. I back all you brothers against that. You said Tazara, y'all can't let Sonetta go. Now it seems y'all can't let it go. Listen, it's a difference, and I'm gonna tell you the difference. I don't really want nobody going that show. Sometimes we do, but listen, it's a point in time where we let it go, and it's a point in time we stick up, right? Because still the guy calls out our people. Calls out the Most High. So we already knew when we put the title this up, that's how that it was going to look. We already knew, right? It's because you have children that's in the Qanath community, right? Might end up being condemned when they get older. You know what I mean? So we have to it's chess, bro. It's just chess, and we've been doing it. And if anybody can do it better, please do it. That's all I can say. All right, Yaven, go ahead, bro. Let's get what we was gonna get on, man. Let's do this.
I just asked that simple question because when you hit at the foundation of why people believe what they believe, that's where you can cut them with their lies. You know, it's just like with the whole chart, second nature 13. But that's neither here and there. The reason I asked Tornado what I asked him because I ran into a lot of Kemets in the past, and their number one talking point is, oh, you know, the Bible is the white man's tool that he's using to keep our people into slavery, mental and physical slavery. And I simply ask these Negroes, I say, okay, well, if you throw the Bible away, you're still a slave. So since you claim the Bible gave us a formula on how our people are going to get out of our current predicament. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Fear the Most High. So since you claim that's false, the formula that the Bible has given us, give me a formula on how our people are supposed to get out of our current situation. Because you're still a slave. The white man still got his foot on your neck. You still paying taxes. Half you niggas, Kemet niggas paying child support. You know? So it's like, and notice how he just, oh, well, we don't deal with a solution, huh? So basically what you're saying is you don't mind believing in what you want to believe. You don't mind the white man having his foot on your neck as long as you get to believe what you want to believe. So that lets me know that's a house Negro mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Don't want no solution.
Huh?
You don't want a solution.
That's what I'm saying. That's like a coon, boule, hotep Negro mindset. You see what I'm saying? For you, and you coming against the Bible because the Most High said He is the one and only true God. He is from everlasting to everlasting. You see what I'm saying? So for them to acknowledge that Negroes are the Most High's people is to also acknowledge that Bible is true. That's why they say Israel was never a black nation. Israel was never, you Negroes are not Israelites. Because by them having to acknowledge that completely undermines and undercuts everything that they believe in concerning that bullshit as Kemetic science. You see what I'm saying? So they throw the Bible away, say it's false, because, you know, that's keeping niggas in slavery. But yet you believe in Kemetic science. So essentially what you've done, without even realizing, you've traded one slave master for another. You threw away this slave master called the tool of the Bible, and you picked up Kemetic science because you're still a slave. So I heard some of these Negroes say, oh, well, you know, they tried to give me a solution by leaning on their own understanding by saying, oh, well, you know, we are divine and one with the earth, and we got to go back to the land, and, you know, we got to build up our people and build up our nation. And I simply asked them, how you going to do that? The white man still got his foot on your neck. How you going to take this white man down?
Exactly.
His currency, this European American currency dollar, is the most powerful currency. He's currently ruling this earth. But you don't care about, you know, as long as you get to go back to the land and be a Kemet Negro, you don't mind being the white man's bitch. You see what I'm saying? That's house Negro thought process.
My thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Torah given to us is laws to govern us as people.
Right.
We got different laws there to govern us, right? Now, say if they want to throw away the Torah. So what y'all going to use? The laws? Y'all going to use the 42 laws of Mayat? Y'all going to use the laws of Haruba? Who laws is you going to use to govern ancient Egyptian practices? And when you look at the laws of Haruba and the 42 laws of Mayat, are you going to accept all of them, or are you just going to pick and choose? Now, when we're dealing with the Torah, we know, well, we can use these laws for the Torah, but I'm not a priest, so I can't use the priestly laws. It's like 200 and something priestly laws, so they don't count for me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but the rest of the laws that I can govern myself under, yeah, I can use those. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, what is you establishing for black people if Kemetic science or what they believe in Kemetic
what can you
answer and not the Torah?
What can you establish when the white man is ruling over you? Nothing. You don't own no land.
You said the law. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
You said the laws of Mayat, right?
They got the laws.
Read the comprehension. Right. And I'm going to speak on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Reading and comprehension is paramount, right? Because they say the laws of Mayat. Now, in our laws, it says, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. In that thing, it says, I did not, I did not. It's not telling you what not to do, it just said it didn't do. You understand? So this is witchcraft. Oh, I didn't do it. You know, it's remind me of that song, Shaggy, it wasn't me. You know what I mean? So it's not telling you not to do something. Say it wasn't me. You know. So then this is not saying, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It's saying ours says thou shalt not do. So this is not when they call it the laws of Mayat. It's not laws. It's not laws of Mayat. It's just explaining to you what this. And when you ask them who is Mayat, they don't know who Mayat is. Where did Mayat come from? Or where did he or she, whatever it is, come from? Shawnetta just said he don't know, he don't believe, he don't care, basically. He didn't use the word care, but he don't know nothing.
Horus is not real, Isis is not real, Horus is not real, Isis is not real. What's that dog name? Because they got so many gods. Seth.
Speaking upon demigods.
Yeah, all them so-called gods that they have in ancient Egypt. When you read into their books and the different temples that they went and worshipped these people at and brought food and wherever they wanted to get their blessing, Ra, and just so many of them. All the temples. Yeah, it's just too much.
Right. Now check this out. Right? I heard some of these Kemetic scientific Negroes say. They try to define the Most High. They try to say, well, God is light and God is this and God is that. So we can understand God through quantum mechanics and all this scientific type stuff, right? Now, it's funny how they claim that they have the formula to be able to measure and define who the Most High is, but they don't have a formula to get their ass out of the white man's foot off their neck.
They got a black man on an Ankh, right? Like Yahawashi on the cross. Now this is the Nubians book. This is their Malachi's New York shit. It's a lot of weird shit in here, but they got Hebrew writing, Hebrew text in here, and this guy was in like every wind of fucking doctrine. He's into the Arabic, Quran stuff. It's just like this is the stuff they believe.
Right.
Well, I seen the doctrinate on there, so it's clear it has something to do with witchcraft. Obviously.
Right. So you can see, by having an understanding of the scriptures, how the Most High mocks these Negroes by saying, like he said, what is it? Judges 10 and 12, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. 10 and 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. See what I'm saying? So basically what the Most High is saying is, since you niggas claim you got a scientific formula that you can define me, but you can't even get your ass out of slavery, out of your current predicament, so let the God you have chosen, which is whatever you put above the Most High, Kemetic science, deliver you in the time of your tribulation when all this shit happens. And we're going to see. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I wanted to kind of touch on, these niggas, wherever you go on the face of the earth, the white man, you are subjugated to him. He's ruling over you. Go back to Africa. Has been colonized. You gonna pay. He owns that. You know what I'm saying? So when the Most High say, I will put you above the formula of the scriptures, the Most High say, you keep my law, statutes, and commandments, I will put you high above all nations. But these Kemetic Negroes don't have a problem believing what they want to believe, or having the white man's foot on them, as long as they can believe what they want to believe. And what did Nebuchadnezzar do when we weren't paying his taxes? He came and scooped our asses up, put us in slavery when we weren't serving him through paying him tribute. You see what I'm saying? You either gonna pay the Most High tribute by coming to him at your appointed time concerning the Feast of Weeks and keeping the commandments, or you're gonna serve your enemy. And You can believe what you want to, it's simple,
Yeah, read Leviticus 18:3, because it's like they want to take us back to Egypt, right? But we know Egypt was a thriving society, right? But all black people, because like what I don't understand is how everybody in the Kemetic community claim, Egypt, but they don't claim any other tribes or anything like that coming out of ancient Egypt. There's always
Right.
Kemet and the pyramids, but not the other tribes. But yeah, read Leviticus 18:3.
All right, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, shall you not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Right. So we're not supposed to do any things that we did in Egypt, or any type of customs that they wore, their gauze, like, you know what I'm saying? We weren't supposed to go back into that kind of practices.
Right.
That's not us. But it's like they want to take all black people, or saying, well, the Bible not good because of white man, but we should go right back into them ordinances of, the worship of how they lived in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt will never thrive again.
That's because the Bible is more tangible through prophecies. You can get tangible results from the Bible rather than this Kemet science bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they hate the most. It's tangible. That's why they say don't believe it, but they always referencing the Bible for some weird ass reason. You know what I mean? So, Bible is sharper than any two-edged sword, like it says.
I know, like I said, I didn't know that was going to came on tonight.
Shalom, man.
Okay.
That's interesting.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
So, shalom. I need some edification as far as because I'm a student, so I humble myself. I want to know about as far as what hell goes. See, the law was given to us. We was put into that contract. So, as far as people going to hell, is that preserved for all wicked or just Israel? Something simple I've just been on my mind.
I'll let somebody grab that.
That's for anybody, man. That's for all, brother. That's for all.
So the place of fiery hell was not just it's also described as a condition and also a place that we go after the second death.
Well, I don't subscribe, and I don't want to get in a doctrine debate, but we don't subscribe over here to.
No, I'm not debating. I'm asking.
No. I know you asked, brother. Let me finish.
Okay.
When I said debate, I'm talking about maybe brothers that's on here live with us now, or people listening, right? That may not have the understanding that I have or understanding I have. I don't describe to a condition, because that's a terminology that we use, and you're not gonna find the word hell is a condition. But I do know you go Revelations, I believe I forgot exactly what it is. It's about where the false prophets and stuff going to go, right? I do know also where the rich man went, and he said, please go back and tell my brothers, he didn't want his brothers going there. You understand? Right. So this is a place that's fire and brimstone, right? That's not a condition when that fire and brimstone hit your ass. You understand? Yeah. So I don't subscribe to a lot of guys talk about, hell is here on earth. It's a condition. Well, you're in a condition right now and you're feeling bad and you think that's hell. This is not hell. This is not hell. You're in a condition right now, you're rich, poor, or in between. This is not hell, brother. That's the condition you live in. And they telling people, and this is the part that's why a lot of these guys gonna go to that left side, because they're lying. Some people, there's not a hell, right? And a lot of people, I'm not here to debate doctrine. A lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. I don't subscribe to that, because there come once the death. You understand? Then come the second judgment. You know, man. A man. It's a lot.
Then comes the judgment.
There comes a judgment. So, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Lazarus came back as Lazarus.
Exactly. That's another thing where
people say,
where he talked about he didn't go to a place of fire, and he
went to Abraham's bosom. That's the difference.
Is that right?
Exactly.
Can y'all give me the scriptures?
So it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Actually,
I don't want to.
We already got it.
I don't want to deviate
on the channel. Everything is on the channel. We already talked.
Yeah, I don't want to listen, brother. We let you on, and I know you're excited, but we don't want to deviate for what this show is about. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. We're gonna answer
there's
questions.
a narrative. Okay,
I don't want to deviate.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? And no, it's fine. We giving you the word. You know, class on there, and we'll continue to answer questions here and there. But we really want to deal with this Kemetic thing because a lot of our people are trapped in.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Stay on. Listen.
Yeah.
A lot of our people are trapped in this sorcery. You understand? A lot of people are trapped in this sorcery, and this is not healthy for our people. You know, you guys saw another playing the side. He playing the side of the wicked one, which is fine. You know, he chose his lane. Like people say, stay in your lane. He chose his lane. You know, so and I don't like seeing people. Not trying to say I'm above everybody. Talk to someone who's not equipped to deal with him. He's real crafty. You know what I mean? So we have to be real careful. You know, because hey, the Most High talked to the devil, right, or Satan, right? Yeah, and he Most High posed the question to him first. Where you been? Right? Been to and fro.
Have you thought about my servant Job?
So,
well, I'm sorry because my intention was to come to congregate with my brothers. That was my intention. I'm sorry.
Hey, Qanath, I see you guys talking about my favorite place.
You're congregating, and look, and stay right here, baby. You home, my brother. You home. It's all good.
I mean, when you think about it, man, the scripture talks about Ha Mashayach died, and he took the keys to death, hell, and the grave.
Hey, listen. Well, Christ gave up the ghost. He told the guy. He said, "From this day, you are going to be with me in paradise." When Christ went to Sheol for 3 days, and he preached the gospel, he wasn't down in Sheol plucking his toenails. He was actually down there preaching the gospel to all those souls who never heard the gospel. He was in paradise. Okay, so the other guy was in Abraham's bosom. That's paradise. But on the other side, between the Gulf Fix, is what you have a lake of fire. It's like a lake of fire. Then it's like a cool water. You had the cool water, and then you had the lake of fire on the other side. So on the other side of the lake of fire, you have all those wicked ass souls suffering as we speak today. They still over there. And listen, they suffering day and night. They don't get no. Go ahead.
No, I really don't have to answer this, but I'm gonna answer it. This, I believe, it might be the same person I know, but it's used another name, flag, Sonetta videos. We don't have to deal with Sonetta. You're making excuses to deal with Sonetta like Cesario. Cesario deal with Sonetta to boost up his channel. Shalom, sis, come on in the room to sell his oils. We don't do that on this side of the fence, right? I call Sonetta tonight because we're dealing with Kemetic, right? We're dealing with Kemetic, and that's who we deal with. That's why we call. So I just told you the Most High asked Satan a question, so I can't ask Sonetta a question. I'm not. I don't deal with. We don't deal with
Sister Naphtali from African Diaspora United says she wants to come on, but she's not prepared. She don't know how to display her icon instead of showing her face. Sister, what you can do is once you hit the link, you go into the backstage and you have buttons that say mute.
No. All she got to do is just your icon to be on there. All you have to do is keep your camera off. That's all.
Yeah.
You don't have to show your face.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit the thing, camera. Just turn the camera off. It's gonna say start cam.
Start cam.
Yeah, just hit that and it turn red, and we won't see you.
Hey, Qanath, one last thing, because I'm at the plantation. Listen, all these Negroes talking about Kemetic, they don't believe in the Bible. Listen, man, when they close their eyes, boy, it's gonna be. I'm telling you, boy, it's not gonna be pretty, because they black asses are going right to the left side, where all those damn demons at. And they're gonna be mess. I mean, you think about it, man. You constantly been suffered, constantly been tortured by demons, day and night, 24 hours a day. You're not getting no sleep.
No,
whatever kind of lifestyle you live, that's how you gonna be tortured day and night. These niggas think it's a game, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna play your video that you wanted to play. Then we're going to get back into the discussion.
The Egyptians were called Kemet, and Egypt was called Kemet, the land of the black. No, it is not the black color of the Nile silt, which is mentioned as some archaeologists claim, but the color of the skin of the people living there. When we speak of white country, we are not referring to the color of the snow in the Alps. Let's end the rumors of whether or not Howard Carter falsified the golden mask of Tutankhamun and reproduced false relic. Observe the mask of Tutankhamun and the face of this African girl. I can see Carter, the European, falsifying the African steel mask.
It is noon. The temperature is at full force. That is to say, that is about 45 to 46 degrees Celsius. There is absolutely no shade, since it's a quarry, and there is no building, and we can absolutely not take shelter. So much as to say that I will not stay here 3.5 hours.
It is getting a little warm here. We are behind the pyramid of Menkaure. I'm beginning to understand why F.O.P.E did not come.
In Egypt, during the summer months, the season during which the pyramid was built, temperature reached 45 degrees Celsius and higher. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin.
It is noon. The temperature is at full force. That is to say, that is about 45 to 46 degrees Celsius. There is absolutely no shade, since it's a quarry, and there is no building, and we can absolutely not take shelter. So much as to say that I will not stay for 3.5 hours.
It is getting a little warm here. We are behind the pyramid of Menkaure. I'm beginning to understand why F.O.P.E did not come.
In Egypt, during the summer months, the season during which the pyramid was built, temperature reached 45 degrees Celsius and higher. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin.
It is noon. The temperature is at full force. That is to say, that is about 45 to
Connect
46
your mic, sister. You come on.
no shade, since it's a quarry, and there is no building, and we can absolutely not take shelter. So much as to say that I will not stay here 3.5 hours.
It is getting a little warm here. We are
half hours.
It is getting a little warm here. We are behind the pyramid of Menkaure. I'm beginning to understand why F.O.P.E did not come.
In Egypt, during the summer months, the season during which the pyramid was built, temperature reached 45 degrees Celsius and higher. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin. Is the Negro race with black skin. Is the Negro race with black skin. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin. In Egypt, during the summer months, the season during which the pyramid was built, temperature reached 45 degrees Celsius and higher. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin. In Egypt, during the summer months, the season during which the pyramid was built, temperature reached 45 degrees Celsius and higher. Under Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin. In Egypt, during the summer months, the season during which the pyramid was built, temperature reached 45 degrees Celsius and higher. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4 days without experiencing severe skin burn. The only race capable of withstanding days and months without problem and without sunscreen is the Negro race with black skin. Under this overwhelming sun, no other human race could survive shirtless more than 4.
I don't know why Yehuda make his videos like that.
What's up?
It's all good though. He wanted me to play.
Hey, the sister tried to get on, right? I believe, and it said when I tried to hit on, it said something about the mic. You know, sometimes you have to.
She got to allow StreamYard to access her mic and camera. That's why.
You heard that, sister? You gotta let the StreamYard say it again, Shane.
Allow them to access your mic and camera, because when you come on, she's gonna need to be able to talk. So if she don't have no mic, we're not gonna be able to hear her. So you gotta, on her phone or whatever device, you gotta say allow, even your camera. But when you come on, you don't have to have your camera on. You can have it off.
Who's this flag sonetta person?
I don't know.
Yeah, we see the sunburn. We know they burn up. Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to go in on the Kemetic thing tonight, man, but I didn't bring. I ain't saying I got my stuff, but Chef, if you want to show some of your stuff, we can do a presentation another day.
Yeah.
Okay, she said she is okay, because I really want to hear the sister and the other sister, you know, because I know the other sister, Oracle, she knows a lot about that stuff. So
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if the Kemetic community was so thriving, you know, and so this what it is for so-called Negroes or black people, you know what I'm saying, and so great, why is everything always promoted to tear down the nation of Israel so badly? Israel. Everybody in Kemet don't even agree on everything in Kemet. You know, they don't agree on all of what they believe those meta says and what's on the walls over there. And I think the community that they had, that they was reconstructing, you know, after Dr. York community went down, why nobody else re-elect a community for ancient Kemet? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have no communities like that. And show me where these niggas communities at in Africa.
They just want to. It's nothing more than just a pro-black ideology that they've leased onto, and something to, you know, just.
It's really not big at all, man. Keep it real.
Yeah.
Well, the conscious community is only as big as Sonetta. That's it.
Yeah.
The guy though, they got a guy in Atlanta, this homosexual guy, call himself some type of priest. I done seen this dude a while now, man. And I was studying some of the stuff he was teaching, and he was talking about stories about homosexuality in ancient Kemet, right? That I always wondered why they never touch on these stories. And he said he'd been a Kemetic priest for years, and he was speaking about how this guy used to go and abuse one of his soldiers at night. Abuse the soldiers, creeping his window. He was reading all this Kemetic stuff out of these like books, and I was like, but why the conscious community claiming there was no homosexuality in Egypt? But this guy, he's a Kemetic priest, and he's telling you that it was homosexuality all through Egypt, and he's a so-called homosexual himself.
Right. And to finish what I was saying, it's more of a pro-black ideology where they can feel comfortable in the land of their captivity. When you adhere to these scriptures, it requires accountability. So I'm saying it's nothing different than the Christian church. Accountability when you really adhere to what the Bible is trying to tell you, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Shalom,
I had conversations with one of them cats. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was telling sis, not telling Shalom, that's all. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Shalom, sis. I was saying, I had conversation with them cats once before. They tried to get me into a debate over there, you know, on their channel where they do debatings and all of that. And they wanted to debate me, and the topic of this debate was why Kemet is better for Black people than the Hebrew Israelite community, and how they're doing better than the Hebrew Israelite community. And I couldn't do anything but laugh during this whole debate. You know, he went first, he was doing all of this, rah, 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 and we got this going on, and we got that. And I asked him a very simple question. If Kemet's so Star-Spangled Banner great, if me and him both are standing on the corner, would the cop let him go, or would the cop beat both our asses because we both Black? Like, get the hell out of here with this. You're in a better situation than anybody else. You're in the same boat as the rest of us. That's like a Negro sitting on a slave ship saying, my chains are shinier than yours.
Hey, you know what they'll do? They'll beat both y'all ass, but as soon as you say, while they beat y'all ass, you start saying, Christ is Black, they're going to say, I'm appalled. What? Give that nigga some extra slaps. He said Christ is Black. Right? Uh-oh, we got the sister on. Uh-oh. Let's get it, sis. I've been watching your videos. You know, I was like, who's that sister? You know, so we got Miss Diaspora. Right? Let's get it, sis. But can you add something to the conversation?
Hey guys, shalom. This your girl Neftali, and I've been enjoying the show. Thank you guys so much for letting me come on tonight.
Come on, all praises.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, you know, I've been sitting back listening, and I just find it kind of contradicting when they talk about how the Bible's the white man's book, when, you know, Egypt has been ruled over by 4 different white European nations. So I kind of find it hard when how do they determine what exactly belongs to the true Egyptians, because the Greeks, the Romans, the Hyksos, and the Babylonians all ruled on their throne. And so how would they know what exactly belonged to the true Egyptians versus what belonged to the actual white people, the white man?
That's the thing. They did learn. They did learn exactly what belonged to us, because that was how they were able to cover it up. Because you got
feedback, brother. You got feedback.
I think you got an echo, sis. I think you may have.
No, that's the brother.
Oh, that's him? Okay.
Yeah. You got an extra channel or something open up?
Am I good?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
okay, say something again, bro.
I was just saying that to expound on what she had asked is how did they know what? That's the thing. They did know. That's why they covered it up. You know, that's why they covered up the whole entire history, because they knew. They know exactly who we are, and they know exactly who they are.
Well, sister, can you expand on some of that history that you're speaking about?
Yes, because when he says they know who we are exactly. But the problem is that when you go through the history, everybody talks about Manetho, they're utilizing him as a source, or Flavius Josephus, who are all Europeans. And also the documentation that they're utilizing all comes from white sources or white scholars. Yeah. So the thing is that it's kind of contradictory when they say that they talk about the Bible being the white man's book when all they utilize is white man's sources.
Exactly.
Because Akhenaten's his whole city, Amana, I believe, has been destroyed. And all the Greeks and the Romans, they came in and they rebuilt, and they built on top of that. Like, for instance, the writing system, which is called the Proto-Sinaiticus. The Proto-Sinaiticus is actually by the Hyksos. They wrote that stuff on the wall. So all this Book of the Dead, all this stuff that they talk about actually was foreign influenced. They really don't know. We really don't know what is ours, because if you really want to go based off my theory, my logic, I believe that everybody was under the rulership of the Most High. All of us blacks was under the rulership of the Most High. So all these other deities, all these other so-called gods are just other gods that belong to other groups that came in, and then we started to worship those guys as well as the Israelites and the Egyptians, and so
Well,
on and so on.
if you read about the history of the Bible, it tells you how many times that we were idolizing false gods and creating statues with the golden eyes and things like that. These things have been happening for a long time, you know. So the thing is that yeah, we were under God for a while. We was, but our people were still going opposite ways, still doing different things, worshiping different gods. But at the end of the day, to answer your question, ultimately is that the fact is that they tried to cover up the entire history because they didn't want us to know who we were. Ultimately, that was the ultimate plan when it comes to the Edomites. That's why they put out all these different false doctrines to cause confusion.
Right.
Exactly. I agree. I definitely agree with that. But I'm just saying, as far as like the Kemet, when they come out and they try to debunk or devalue the Bible, all their books and everything that they have, all their sources, they all have to utilize, the white man to give them or give us, access to all that information. So it's only logical that someone would come in and, give you what they want you to have, their interpretation of it. So I'm just saying they're at the same mercy as we are, except we do have the Most High, and he said he was going to preserve his word, and he did preserve his word, which was in the Bible.
Well, sister, you do know, sister, that you go ahead, Shane.
No, I'm saying what I find strange is that they so proud to have their Egyptian mummies of their dead ancestors up in museums. Like that's something great. It's nothing great about having your people. That's like having your mother or grandfather on display for the world to see. Like that's the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen in my life.
I agree.
Like, we got bodies of our ancestors, but they on a display in a museum. That's like having a king of your people or your leader, or
worshiping death.
He's dead, and you put him on display for people to look at as if that's something great to worship. Like, and then you have no control over these people, these bodies, any of these artifacts. They are owned by white people and museums and British museums and other countries, and you have no power over your own, but claiming that that's us.
Can I speak on that real quick? Because I want to expound on what you literally just said, because they're the ones that had took the pyramids and took Egypt, and they're the ones that wouldn't allow people to go in there and to explore for themselves. So of course they're the ones that are the ones that put these dead bodies on display and got people worshiping witchcraft and worshiping death is what these Edomites do. So they're the ones that took the truth and tried to hide it up and tried to hide it. So that only explains it.
So, sister, let me ask you a question real quick. Now, come on, sis. Let me work with you a little bit, sister. Let me work with you a little bit. Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Now, you got a God, right? You got a God and all this, right? Now, how isn't it much better if the black man call you a God? If you're in Egypt, right? They call their women gods because they believe that the woman has lack of better words. How can I say this? Because I can't think of the word to say. A woman has sperm in the back of her back, right? Where she can make children of her own. They don't need a man. That's what they believe, right? So what do you think about that? This type of teaching that women are God in their community?
Well, I can tell you as a black woman, I don't feel like a God at all. But all it is smooth words. It's just smooth words. It's just to make you feel good. I don't really go based off of what makes me feel good. I like to go based off of what's the truth and what I see. And women we are able to create children. We do have the ability to bring life, but it's about man, woman, and child. It's about family. And you can't have a child without a man, and a man can't have a child without a woman. And what is important is to be with the family, the black family. That's what's important. All of us are important. The child is important as far as the man and the woman. We all bring forth life. We all have value, and I don't put value on anyone higher than we're all the same to me. You know what I'm saying? The man is the head, of course, but we all serve our purpose. But like I said about this goddess thing, and I don't feel like a goddess, and I don't believe in all that.
Why not? It's all by design.
Let me say this to you, sister. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Shah Sham told you you're welcome to come on the show and do your own presentation because I've seen your videos. You have more videos than a lot of brothers that do a lot of talking, you know, and I know how hard it is to do this stuff. It's not easy. You know,
she coming on next week to do her presentation. She still gonna, you know, tell me exactly what day or whatever, but she's coming on next week.
Tuesday. I was told Tuesday.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tuesday to do a presentation. So
All right,
make
so
sure y'all here as well for the sister presentation Tuesday.
Yeah, she a part of the Willy Bully.
And her okay, hold on. That's what it. And her channel is what is it again?
African Diaspora United in Christ.
That's a fire channel. Check it out. You may agree with some stuff, may disagree with stuff, but that's a fire channel, man. Check it out.
Everybody,
you know, I've been watching this sister for some time now. I was like, wow, it's pretty cool, you know. And okay, we got another sister in the house. Oracle. How you doing, beloved?
I'm doing okay. How are you, Qanath?
I'm doing good.
Shalom, Oracle. How you doing?
Shalom, Oracle.
Hi, shalom. How's everybody?
Shalom. Good.
All right. Spit some of that knowledge. Give us some of that Egyptology knowledge, the good and the bad of it.
I just wish that they would leave it alone. They don't understand it, because if you did understand something and you can interpret it, you are supposed to be able to duplicate it, and they can't. Leave it alone. Y'all don't understand nothing when y'all look on those walls. Nobody. And in order for you to understand the symbols, you have to have a legend, a key. It's just like on a map. You don't know what the signs are saying unless the owner of the symbols tell you. Nobody ever told you. The Romans never did it. The Greeks never did it. Nobody ever did it. So therefore, how do you know what you're saying? It's what's really on the wall. That's what I don't like about the so-called Kemetic community, because you're supposed to be able to duplicate it. Duplicate it. Don't just say no, duplicate it. And even their own elders said that what's on the wall can't be interpreted. You can't say it. You don't know what it is. So what are they talking about? The ancient Egyptians did this. The 42 necklaces. Who told you that? Who told you that?
They don't even, you ask them, they don't know who in the hell that is. You know.
You don't know what your own elders spent 60, 70, 80 years, you know, observing, collecting data, you know, literature, and they've all come to the consensus that it can't be spoken. Okay, if you can't speak it, you can't interpret it. How do you know what you're saying today is what they meant 3,000, 10,000 years ago? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. They are making a mockery of something that they don't understand. I mean, just leave it alone. Like,
so you mean to tell me a polite wants to come, right? Talking real smooth, calling you God and goddess and all that type of stuff. You don't think that's worthy of going on that?
I don't, because I didn't just come into history. I've been studying this stuff since I was in the 8th grade. And I'm 12 years removed from high school, so it's been a long time. So when they come at me with that, you know, nah, it just doesn't work. Like, nah.
You a super young buck. That's good.
Old 30-year-old. Yeah. Young whippersnapper.
Oh, well, what do you say? Will it be a young whippersnapper? Hey, look, she was on here before spitting all this knowledge. I'm like, you know, this sister been around, man. Listen to all this wisdom. And you still, I ain't gonna say you wet behind the ears, but damn, 12 years removed from high school.
Man, I'm 20 years removed behind high school, boy. That made me feel old.
She made that thing sound like she was barely legal or something.
For real, 12 years removed? Man, I'm 20 years removed. That is a long, long time.
Where you calculating, man? Where you calculating?
We got the Willy Bully come on Tuesday nights. Willy Bully Tuesday night takeover. But he's on tonight. Him and the brother.
Yeah, man.
And they gave the sister African Diaspora Unity of Christ. They gave her their slot for Tuesday. That's much appreciated and much respect y'all brothers did that for the sister. So that's you'll see on Really Bully Tuesday night. But yeah, Ak, you in the house, talk to us.
Oh yeah, my thing with these whole Kemetic people and Egyptologists is do they subscribe to the plagues of Egypt? Did that happen? And if, cause far as I know, everybody subscribed to the plagues of Egypt. So I'm like, yeah, I don't believe the scriptures, but explain the plagues they had hit Egypt back when. And then I wonder, like, matter of fact, we got scriptures on it. What that was I told y'all, Songs of Solomon, chapter 13, and it's like verse 10. It talk about these Egyptologist cats and stuff like that. Y'all want to worship part animals and part man and all this other crazy shit. Like, yeah, man, it's pure foolishness at the end of the day. The Most High, he said he gave y'all them gods. Y'all was too stupid. And all that wisdom y'all little smarty pants got, y'all was too stupid to seek the Most High. Y'all rather worship the creation instead of the creator. So, we just sitting here dealing with a bunch of imbeciles at the end of the day. Y'all sit here and say that the Bible is the white man book. Well, riddle me this, geniuses. If the Bible is the white man book, the white man created the Bible so he could control us niggas. Tell me why in the hell did the white man beat the shit out the slave for learning how to read the book that he used to control us with? Why in the fuck is that?
Not to mention. I got one for you. Hey, I got one for you because I'm gonna have to step out real quick. They say Egypt knows all, right? They got a person over there called Polite. He has all the light. They got another guy over there called himself Dr. Reggie, right? And Egypt, they know all, right? They the Egyptology, the science, right? They know all the science, right? And you said something about the plagues of Egypt. But here these Negroes going around telling people to take a shot from the white man.
But see, the thing is, like, how is it
science in Egypt, but they go around saying shoot up the white man dope, and don't mention it because I don't want to. Don't mention, y'all know what I'm talking about. So don't mention that name. You know what I mean? Don't mention that name, that plague, that B word, that B word. Right. Don't mention that flag out child. Don't even mention that name. But they telling everybody to shoot that thing up, right? But they supposed to have all the knowledge of Egypt. Dr. Reggie. Right, Shaka Utmost, right?
Man, first off, hold up, that Shaka dude, that Atmos dude. I remember when I first came to the truth. Thank the Most High, he didn't take me down that dirt muddy road and had me to do that stupid ass Egyptology shit. Cause that Shaka Atmos nigga, my God, that boy that look dead ass stupid. When I say stupid, I mean stupid as the fuck. Ain't no way in hell I wear my hair like that, man.
Hey,
but
what is so that?
Hey, look, hey, y'all.
What's that feedback? There's some kind of feedback I can't get.
Can y'all imagine Willie Bully up on the stage singing that song with Shaka Utmost?
Yeah, I can.
Don't do that.
Oh, hell to the no. Hey, Sham, I gotta go out real quick. I gotta make a run. You know what I mean? So I'll be back.
All right, shalom, man.
Listen, now what I want to say was
to come back on. I'll see y'all a little later.
All right, shalom. Now, what I want to say to expound on what you was saying, that as far as the white man writing the Bible, that's impossible because it's very simple. Because for the simple fact that why would the white man write his own demise in this book?
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. And Obadiah tells you their whole demise. Why would they write that?
What about the book of Amos, man? When he tell y'all and Job, y'all haven't sold the children of Judah to the Grecians and shit. Why the hell are they telling on themselves like
that? Don't make me. It's simple, man. I don't understand these people, man.
It's
Now
the
we got the
same
book.
reason why they sit there and tell you, oh, well, they the real Jews and we, you know what I'm saying, and we the white boy, we the real Jews, and y'all niggas is just niggas that popped up on the boat. They gotta push this bullshit for a reason. Just
Yeah.
like the Egyptologists out here pushing they bullshit for a reason too. These jackasses ain't never know nothing about no Egyptology till they was sitting in 12th grade or fucking 8th grade and was sitting there reading a little history book and said, oh, that looked like a black person. We built that. It's all based off colorism. Ain't no wisdom or actual true studying going on there. It's just based off colorism. Oh, well, they black, I'm black, we did that. Get the hell out of here. Back in the day, all the nations was black, jackass.
Hey, just to let me back off you real quick. Didn't the Most High goddamn set a difference between Israel and the goddamn Egyptians?
Sure did. We did this thing called circumcision.
Oh, okay, man. So, like, my thing is, these niggas want to run around talking about royalty. Oh, we was the motherfuckers standing on top of the pyramids and all this here shit. Well, when you go look at the book of Ezekiel, chapter 29, the goddamn Egyptians, they had their time at ruling. The Most High goddamn, he even dispersed them motherfuckers. He like put them into a captivity for like 40 years where they were dispersed. Then he gave them their land back and shit like that and made their ass a base nation. Now, you niggas claiming to be royalty and all this here shit because you trying to cling to the history of Egypt or whatever. You some base head ass niggas. Goddamn, because, you know, the scripture said that Israel would be, Egypt would be a base nation. So if your ass trying to cling to a base nation, motherfucker, that makes you a base head by default, motherfucker. So anybody coming at me with these dumbass Egyptologists, this Kemetic shit, and then this other stupid ass shit, this dead ass religion shit, y'all worship the dead, bro. Like, I worship the living Elohim. My father said he not the God of the dead. So if y'all run around here worshiping, you know, these little statues of Osiris and, you know, Amun Ra and all them other bullshit ass gods, then, shame on you. Goddamn, like, and I can't really fault your motherfucking man because it's the Most High who did it to you. He ain't rocking with your ass at the end of the day. And I just want to thank all you Egyptologists and you Kemetic people because y'all make me cling to my Elohim harder than I ever have before. Like, y'all make me feel the love that he have for me because he ain't take me down this strong, polluted delusion that you goddamn bastards on. But I digress.
Well, see, really, they really just, that's when it comes to that, that's all they really practicing paganism. That's what they doing, and that's all satanic, and we know that.
Can I say something?
By all means, sis.
Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, go ahead, sis.
I want to say that I won't completely, like, I understand people's stance on another culture, but I wouldn't completely, like, discard Egypt. Like, you know, like, because the Bible does say, you know, when we were hungry and when we needed, we went there.
Yeah.
And we were strangers in his land. So, you know, it's like, and
we shouldn't discard any nation. Hold on, we shouldn't discard any nation or their culture practices because that was their culture practice.
Most High gave that to him.
The Most High gave it to him. So I'm not saying that. I'm talking about far as putting it on us as the Hebrews who's trying to put that, you know, that culture on us, trying to make it like, well, this is what we should be doing, and we shouldn't have no Torah, period. But they have no solution in what they're trying to bring out. So I'm trying to save the people. And then, like I said, what laws do you have in the ancient Kemetic community and science that's going to govern the people? Is it going to be another Malachi Ziyok thing where children are going to be molested, communities like that? Or is it going to be a community where we can actually thrive and worship our power and save our people? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And my thing is that the Bible is so prophetic. it done told us shit was gonna happen way back when. It told us about this shit, and we can look around today and see the shit coming to pass. Goddamn,
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
I need to open up this funky ass, dusty ass, musty ass book of the goddamn Egyptian. Goddamn, and I need to see some prophecies. Goddamn, cause the Bible got history. It got goddamn prophecy. It got judgment. It got laws. It got statutes. It basically got the whole way of life.
Connects the dots to everything.
I haven't seen none in this book.
Look, when you think about this Egyptology
we live it. That book ain't gonna come in handy to you till you give up the ghost. That's the book of the dead. You are in the living. You say that for when you give up the ghost, goddamn.
And look, when you look at this Egyptology shit that's going on right now, even amongst our own people, this deception, it's the same shit that was going on back during the time when we left out on the first Exodus out of Egypt. You had the same niggas that was stuck on that Egyptology shit that made a whole golden calf. 30,000 of them got slayed and cut down because they still want to be on that Egyptology shit. The Bible said there ain't nothing new up under the sun, and these niggas ain't doing nothing the Most High ain't never seen before.
Well, they agents push it, like Dr. Umar. One of those individuals.
Oh yeah, see, you got your Dathans out there. See, this is what you get to know when that the scripture of Exodus. You got your Dathans out there that was pushing Aaron to make these idols while Moshe was up there on Mount Sinai and Horeb. You got your Dathans out there that like to antagonize those that would do righteous, but they're beguiled by the words of a nigga that's hell bent on doing something wicked, like I don't know, Egyptology, which ain't nothing but casting spells and.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
It's the same thing with Ishmael and Muhammad. Correct me if I'm wrong. They converted Israelites into Muslim. It's the same thing.
Well, that was the first thing they wanted to do. I mean, they learned everything that they needed to learn from the Israelites that was living in the town next to Mecca. I keep forgetting. I think it was like Medina or something like that. Muhammad would go up there and he would learn from the elder Jews up there. And then when he finally got his little bullshit religion together, he tried to go back up there and tell them, hey, look, this is my religion. I want you guys to back me. And they told him, fuck no, get out of here. He put him under the ban. That's a true story. It's in the Quran. I just gave you the short and sweet of it because I'm just that type of guy, man. I don't bullshit around.
Yeah.
The sister from the Africa diaspora, you have any more input you want to say about the ancient Egyptian practices?
Yeah, I got some input. You can call me Naphtali.
Oh, I'm sorry, Naphtali.
No, it's all right. I know I don't have it up there. I don't have it up there.
Do you feel like this culture or what they cause, they like, well, we should leave the Torah. We shouldn't have a Torah and come into the Kemetic science. How you feel about that? Pause for our people.
Well, coming into Egypt, Kemetic science, the Torah brings so much. That's where where we get all the laws from. I know they say Ma'at brings up some laws, but I believe that the Torah is where we get all our laws and, just our guidance and all of that. Yeah, Noah and his sons, what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so much history and so much knowledge within the Bible, and what they got with Kemetic science is really, it's just a lot of feel good stuff. It's a lot of stuff that they just, it's not really any boundaries. They say my heart is as long as it's light as a feather. And the thing is that you can commit as much crime as long as you do some good. And it's like, who is determining that? Who is overseeing all of that? That's how you get a lawless society. And I think that's what's going on right now that we're seeing today. It's because, a lot of people feel like they're their own guys. So if you're your own guys, and that means that you're in charge of your life, and whatever you feel as though that you need to do outweighs what someone else sees as value. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that the Torah keeps us keeps guidance, keeps law, keeps order. And so I prefer to have law and order over just, feel good and emotions and, lawlessness, I guess.
Oracle,
It's
what you
my
say about that?
Say that again.
I said, what do you feel about that? As far as they saying we should leave the Torah and be more, dealing with the Kemetic science because the Bible is just a spook god and it's not going to really help our people. How you feel on, that?
I feel like they just have a cauldron of nothingness because, like I said before, in order for you to interpret what they meant and what they did and how they did, someone there at that time in that setting right there had to teach it to you. I mean, when the Romans sacked the empire, they didn't write a dictionary saying this is what the Egyptians meant. When the Grecians went and sacked, there was no dictionary of this is what this means. This when the Persians, it's nothing. So you can't go off of what you think because then it becomes perverted. It becomes something other than what it was meant to be. So how are you going to follow it when you don't know what they were talking about? That's what I don't get when it comes to that. You weren't there. And the people who were there, the Romans, they didn't leave anything behind to say that this was what they meant. It's lost and it's lost forever. And that's a good thing because you can't pervert it. You can't pervert the real meaning of something. It's lost, it's gone. And it's been gone for 3,000 years. So it's just they're just dancing in their shadows, basically. I mean, it's a cauldron of nothingness. That's how I feel. It's a bunch of nothing.
Okay. Anybody else want to elaborate?
I want to speak on what African had said about as far as she was speaking on as far as them teaching that the woman is supposed to be God, and I feel like that's just another way for them to keep us away from the laws, that they put all these different aspects out there to keep us away from the laws, and they use them all. Like when they shoot an arrow, it's double edged. And then another thing I wanted to speak on is what she said was that caught my attention was that people are going off of emotions, and the scriptures tell us not to think with our emotions because you make irrational decisions when you think upon your emotions. Especially as a man, we're not supposed to think with our emotions. And see, when you think with your feelings, that blinds you from the truth because you want to think this is how this certain thing or this religion or whatever it may be makes me feel this certain way. So when the truth is told, you go against it automatically.
Right.
So that's a weapon by making people emotional. That's a weapon that they're using, especially against Israel.
Well, as their culture and their practices is from the ancient Egyptian practices and some of the stuff that I guess what they think was their culture. And like I said, even when you look at some of the glyphs on the walls, you see a lot of people with penises erected and droppings coming out of the man's phallus.
Nah, man.
Hell no.
That's all over the walls of Egypt, and things like that. Which they destroyed a lot of those monuments like that and covered them up for some reason. I always wondered why they have a problem with displaying that. They don't want people to see that, or
Yeah.
I mean,
Cause there's weirdo shit.
I don't know what that shit means, but it's not right to me in my mind. Like that.
Right.
You should be
It's
saying
unnatural. The scripture call that shit unnatural, guys.
Not according to the scriptures, it's false.
But when I did read that, I have a book, and they were showing how a pharaoh, I forgot that guy name. He was bearing down to him something about the festival of seed, and he was bearing down to the god he was worshiping. The pharaoh was, and he had his penis erected towards him, but he's bowing down, and I'm like, man, this is like, yeah, I got in the book, and I'm like, man, this is some homo shit, right? Because I'm not getting on my knees.
And we also have to take into account the interpreter in its interpretation. Like I tell people, you can't get nothing pure out of something that's a dirty mind And a lot of these Egyptologists, before these Black Power Egypticos Negroes came along, white people had pretty much interpreted Egypt over 200 before the Black Power movement even got. So when I
That's
look
what I
at
was
some of the
saying.
texts, I can't expect nothing pure to come from that interpreter because he's perverse. Like
Exactly.
Dave Wallace Budge and Kirk Heinrich Seth and Champollion, all of them. I mean, they're perverse. So when they see something, I mean, niggas was trying to escape slavery and trying to running down dirt roads. They was already trying to decipher and already writing these books already. And then you got them, the Sinettas of the world, you know, they read the books and then they try to hide, like you said, they try to hide certain things. Oh, because you don't understand it. And you're getting his interpretation. If he's perverse, his interpretation of the text is going to be perverse. He don't know what's going on. He wouldn't there. So it's kind of like they shoot themselves in the foot when they acknowledge these guys. You have to acknowledge their interpretation. And their interpretation said he ejaculated onto a leaf and put the leaf in his mouth.
Yeah.
And now you're shamed because you can't interpret it yourself. You're taking his interpretation.
Yeah. And that's just what I was saying. That's what I was saying before, like how they took the history and they covered it up. So these doctrines that they're practicing, man, it was all perverted. Of course, it was all converted into something that was evil and wickedness, which is paganism. It was converted into that. They changed it into. It's the same way that they try to make us believe that we were Africans, and then all of a sudden they try to lead us into this Kemetic practice. It's all by design. That's what it is. It's all by design.
But there's no solution for the people as far as dealing with ancient Kemetic culture. Because like I said, I haven't, as far as being around the Israelite community, I have not seen anything change in the Kemetic community. Everything is more about debating and making money. I don't really see it as a movement where they actually building communities. Even back in Africa, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And that's my honest truth. These
because you
Israelites
can't
say they have
understand,
communities in Africa.
right? And they can't duplicate it because, like I said, they can't interpret it. How are you going to duplicate and replicate something you can't understand what it is? So it's like they're chasing their tails. I mean, they might as well just go back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they preach so much about Egypt, but yet the Arabs are tearing down the tombs and building mosques with them. You know, talk about that. Preserve it. It should be preserved. Egypt should be preserved. It should be. That's the only one of the main doors that you have to take a peek into the ancient world. They're destroying it. Same way that they're doing down in South America. Same way they're doing it in different parts of the Middle East. The Naga Kushite. Sooner or later, the animals, you got to see them in museums. Like, I mean, they're destroying everything. I mean, they talk about Mayat and Osiris and Horus and Anpu and all of them. The freaking Arabs are toting all of that and bringing it and creating mosques for Muhammad. That's out of here. I mean, what are you going to do about that? Sooner or later, you won't have a pyramid. You won't have a temple.
Well, I believe a lot of people that live in Egypt is Muslims, though, and a lot of them over there are Ottoman Turks.
They are.
That's claiming to be Egyptians as well.
Yeah,
that's crazy because how you gonna be Arab out of the Sea of Shem and then Ham?
Because they believe the lie. That's why.
You know,
plain and simple.
They pretty much run in Egypt. Same way like they like to talk about how our land is occupied by Europeans and Israelis and Muslims, but you know, Egypt is the same way. It's overran by non-pure-blooded Egyptians. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Isn't it safe to say that Africa was our land anyway to start? Because these names and titles they put on these lands, this is what man did. But originally, this whole entire world was given to us. So it's the same. It's the same thing with the chart. You know, what I'm saying there's so many. I want to say one thing. There's so many uncharted areas that are on the map. Like the map that they show you is false. It's fake. There's so many uncharted areas that they have in this world, and it's the same thing with the Antarctica. That's why they don't allow people to go out there because they're hiding things in these uncharted areas. But ultimately, this whole entire world was given to us, and they're just putting titles on these lands. That's all they did, colonizing.
And another thing, when you change the name, you change the history. If I give a name to something, history starts with the name that I gave it, and the history before it is wiped away. That's why they change the name. They constantly change the names of people because the history starts with the name that you give it.
Absolutely.
Hey, yeah. Well, I just wanna, all us and got our little yada yadas in and whatnot. I just wanna let the Most High speak on the matter. I know these Kemetic folks don't subscribe to it, but it just cause they don't believe that they make the scriptures null and void. So, this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, just to give y'all a little glimpse on why these people believe what the hell they believe. And this a cut on them damn Native Americans too, because they worship the wind, the sun, the moon, all that shit, goddamn. So
and they still be in the jungles and the Amazon eating their own people.
Yeah, and worshiping fire, praising fire and shit. So here we go. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 at the top. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of Yah, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him, that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster, but deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world, with whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty have created them. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. For by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionably, the maker of them is seen. But yet for this they are the less to be blamed. For they peradventure err, seeking God and desirous to find him. For being conversant in his works, they search him diligently and believe their sight, because the things are beautiful that are seen. Howbeit, neither are they to be pardoned. For if they were able to know so much that they could aim at the world, how did they not sooner find out the Lord thereof? But miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope, like the book of the dead, who call them gods, which are the works of men's hands, gold and silver, to show art in, and resemblance of beasts, or a stone good for nothing, the work of an ancient hand. And that right there, you Egyptian, y'all could continue on. It's like 9 more verses to it, but that whole chapter is a good read for this whole little situation here.
And you know what you just said right there? It takes back what the sister Oracle was talking about, and I had to come back on live in my car right now. I don't know where y'all can hear me. But Oracle, you said something. I never thought about that. When we was in captivity, and then when this stuff actually happened, the white man wasn't around. So interpretation means a lot. It means interpretation means a lot. So when we look at the interpretation, they are actually going on what these people told them what it means. Now, when we read our scriptures, right, we can go back in ancient texts, right, and see who wrote it, and we know it was black people who wrote it, right? Whether you're an Egyptologist or whatever you want to call it. In fact, Egyptology, that's not the word. That's not what they call themselves.
Nope.
So when you start naming all these names, so I want you to come on and do a presentation. You done been on many times, so it's time for you to come on and do a presentation yourself. But when I look at that, I'm like, wow, the way people they act like polite is so damn smart. And this dude, they call himself Dr. Reggie, and he goes inside a museum, right, that white people stole artifacts from and put it in New York. And he's going there acting like he know how to read whatever the hell he's reading, and he's only reading what somebody told him what it meant. Right? What the white man told him. So he's regurgitating some shit that they told him,
Exactly.
you know, and he has no idea what it means,
Champollion.
and calling himself doctor. So I just look at all this stuff and I'm like, man, this is kind of, it's crazy. Polite, political, whatever the hell you want to call them. All these guys, and they call themselves Netta and all this stuff, and they actually, all they're teaching, everything they learn is from the white man.
Yep.
Polite is an agent, clearly.
Everything they learn is from the white man. So I like when you go into the when you name the names who actually made these books and dealing with the language. Like who's supposed to decipher the Metanetta writing? His name was it Francis or something?
His name Jean-Jacques Champollion.
They said they said the Metanetta was also broken down from the Hebrew and Wilditch Bug books. The Black Lotus Civilization brought that out during the Kemetic trial time.
And and note that Champollion never put out a book while he was alive. It was his brother who put the book out. It was shelved for years because nobody accepted his text as what the Egyptians meant. If they bought out the book, he was already dead. His brother took out certain things that he didn't like and put the book out. Champollion wasn't even alive. So they're getting his interpretation and his brother's interpretation.
So what the sister just, I reiterate again on the Most High words. He said, but miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope. So y'all sitting here playing around with these dead men writing, trying to find y'all salvation in that bullshit. Yeah, man, I digress.
On one hand, and you praise him for deciphering the divine language.
And check this out, right? I asked Reggie this one time, and just like I asked her the other night, I said, "What is your nationality?" And he just, I don't know what the hell he said. I can't remember exactly what he said. Here's the thing. And I asked about where he come from. He said his mother womb. And he's just being sarcastic, right? Very obtuse. And when you ask these people, if somebody asks us, we can always say we come from slavery, and we can keep on going back. We can prove that we're Israel. We can prove certain things. They cannot prove, first of all, there's no such thing as Egyptologists or Egyptology. They can't prove that, right? But they cannot prove they're Egypt. If in that case, well, put a bone in your nose, a plate in your damn lip, and you know, a whole lot of shit they not doing or practicing that these people practiced back in the day. And out of all the things they choose, they try to choose Egypt because Egypt is so divine, right? But they cannot prove who they say they are. But Sarnetta, like he said, he already lost that battle a long time ago. This is why he said he's nothing.
What about Dr. Morton?
I just find that right.
And
Dr.
to
Morton,
add to what you said, to show you how they chasing a white man tail, he interpreted it Egypt, but everybody is of the consensus that Egypt is actually the last civilization on the Nile. So if you really want to get into it, you should go up the river. You should go to Ethiopia, which is the Sudan, because that's where majority of the pyramids are. But the white people, they disconnected Egypt and grouped it with the Middle East to cut it off from Ethiopia because that would tell on them, because they classified the classical Egyptian as European. Now, if you was to take it and put it with Nubia, it would blow that theory out of the water. But you notice Egyptology people don't talk about Nubia. They only talk about Egypt because that's what the white man talks about.
Exactly.
What you think about the Phoenician system? When you look at the Phoenicians and ancient empires that speaks about in the Bible, and that's like you said before the Egyptians.
I would classify them. It's just like with the one of the guys that said earlier about the name changing. To me, from what I've researched, when they dug up the soil, and they called it Phoenician, but when they dug up the tombs, they were buried in the Egyptian style graves with Egyptian texts inside of the grave. So I believe that the Phoenicians was just another branch of the Ethiopian. It was just another people by another name in another part of Egypt, because when they dug up the land and they dug up the tombs, they found that they were no different than the ones along the Nile.
And they also found cocaine in some of these mummies' hair follicles. I found that very interesting because we look at the ancient Mayans and Aztecs, and through my research, they was doing a lot of trade with them. So I mean, like I said, the rabbit hole gets deeper. So, but these guys it's kind of elementary, and they use fancy words to try to make it seem like they're smart, but they really don't know shit.
Yeah,
So, but yeah.
Well,
So,
can I chime in on the Phoenician?
Sure.
Conversation?
Sure. Go ahead.
Well, I have a different view of who I believe the Phoenicians are. Based off of my research that I've been doing, the Phoenicians are the Canaanites, and that's something that I've really been working on. And the Phoenician is just a Greek word. It means purple people, and it was a word it was a nickname that was given to the Canaanites. So they became the Phoenicians in the modern times. And so the Canaanites are generally are the Caucasians. They all their empires all around, like the Babylonians is a Canaanite empire, as well as the Hittite empire, which is in Turkey. And then when you go down to like you said, in Egypt was ran by the Canaanites as well. It's the Hyksos. They was in the 13th dynasty, the intermediary period. And so that's where the Phoenicians come in at. They always from what I've read is that the Canaanites are pretty much the ones that are controlling a lot of what's going on in history, and as well as what's going on today. It's just the fact that they just keep changing their names. So from Canaanite to Phoenician to Babylonian to Amaru.
But you have to
to
understand, these are sons of Ham.
Yes, all Ham children were Caucasians. They weren't all black. They weren't all black. They weren't all black. See, what happened is that the white man wanted us to believe that they were all black, but they weren't. They were white. They were Caucasians, and so the Egyptians and the Ethiopians, yeah, those two nations were definitely black, the Cushites, but the rest of them, as far as like all the Canaanites, are all white. And when you get into the Phoenicians, the Philistines, you have to get into those different groups.
Yeah.
And look at
Let's talk about that, because we have to remember that
in the Horites, that's how they became.
Europeans. What's that noise?
I need to watch the video on that.
Sound like a cafeteria.
Hold on, we having too many people talk.
Hold on, what's going on? All that noise.
Too many people talking. One at a time. Who was going
If
first?
I may land me back, this your brother Qanath. What she just said was actually profound and 100% correct, because the Canaanites didn't even tell you in Deuteronomy when Joshua went to go and spy out the land with the other broods, and they came back and brought back report to Moshe. Only 2 of them had something good to say, but the rest of them said, "Man, these people giants. They didn't mix themselves with the children of Anak. They was mixing themselves with the children of fallen."
That is correct. You're right. They did mix them. Like in the book of Enoch, it speaks on the fallen angels mixing themselves with the Canaanites. And well, not specifically the Canaanites, but the mixing that was happening. And when you look at the Canaanites, you look at their history, and they're all throughout history as well as today. The Amorites actually discovered what is the Americas today. I mean, this sounds very far-fetched, and I have a nice presentation I'm working on for you guys. And so the Amorites actually is where the name America got its name from. It's Amura, which is off of their god. And I just want to touch on something real quick too. As far as like with Egypt, a lot of their gods are the same gods as the Canaanite pantheon. See, the pantheon of the Canaanites is the same pantheon as the Sumerians, with El and all. It is exactly the same. I can provide documentation for that. If you don't mind doing a quick Google search and looking up the Canaanite pantheon and looking at the Sumerian pantheon, you will see that they are the exact same deities. If you guys don't mind taking a quick look at that.
So
I
do
tell
we
you what we
trust?
do.
So do we trust
Hold on, let me
Google?
say something real quick.
Do we
Tell you what
do
we
that? Do we
do.
trust
Hold on,
Google?
time out. Let me say something. Hold on. Can
You
y'all hear
sure
me?
we can trust Google?
Let me. Can y'all hear me?
Whichever source you trust, you should look into
Hold
whichever
on.
source you
Hold on.
trust.
Elder
Can
Qanath.
y'all hear me?
Go ahead, Qanath.
Yeah, if y'all can hear me, let's chill out a
Yeah,
little bit. Let me say something. But I'd like to hear Oracle perspective because actually some of the stuff I never heard of and some of the stuff I have heard of, and I'm kind of digging into it myself. But I know Oracle said something like a couple of times. I know she respectfully disagrees. So let's hear her part of it also because this is what I actually wanted in this type of conversation where we don't have to agree on everything. We could respectfully disagree and then try to find some common ground and see can we get some more meat out of it. But go on, Oracle. Let me hear your part. Would you disagree on it? Hear your perspective. And I'm gonna
Egypt's
Google what you
predecessor
said. So
is
like, go
Nubia.
ahead.
Egypt's predecessor is not Canaan. So how can Egypt have Canaan's gods? Like Canaan will have Egypt's gods. It's not the other way around. That's what I disagree about because Egypt's predecessors along the Nile, and they went down, up, down, north. So you would have to go towards Nubia, Kenya, Uganda, go that way. When you talk about Canaan, you're going the opposite way because the names were synonymous with the land, right?
Well, Canaan was the older brother of.
Is there a
Canaan
scripture that
would be
resonates with that?
Canaan
Is what
would
I'm
be
saying.
Hold on,
up the Nile,
let
right?
her finish. Let her finish though. Let her finish.
You're right.
Canaan would be where would Canaan be? Canaan is a land, right?
Well, the oldest to answer your question, the oldest civilization is the Babylonian civilization, and the Babylonians. So if you think about Sumer, which is Babel, Erech, Calneh, which is with Nimrod,
And who was Nimrod? Who was Nimrod? Who was he?
Okay,
Who was he a
yes,
son of?
but yes,
He
he
was
was
a son of
definitely the son
Cush.
of
My
Ham.
point proven.
Oh yes, but the thing is that Nimrod followed in the ways of his of the Canaanites, and the Canaanites have the Babylon is the oldest civilization, and Babylon are the Canaanites, and their pantheon is older than the Egyptians. The Egyptians follow the Canaanite pantheon because the Egyptians, like if you read the book of Jubilees, Noah taught all of his sons about the Most High, his statutes and his commandments. He gave it to all of his sons. All of his sons were saved on the boat. Shem was chosen, of course, but all of his sons were chosen. If you read the book of Jasher, it tells you before that Ham did believe in the Most High. The problem is that they started to follow in the ways of the Canaanites, and the Canaanites followed in the ways of the fallen angels and mixed themselves. So the thing is that everybody at one point in time were all on the same level and they all worshiped the Most High. They ended up being led astray by the fallen angels, and that's when they started to worship the fallen angels, which are the Canaanite deities. And that's all all that's on the Egyptian wall is Canaanite deities. They're all the same. They just have different names. So if you look at Baal, Baal is also Zeus, which is in the Greek. He's also Amun or Ammon Ra. Or you
One
call him
preceded the
Baal.
other. Greek came much later.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Greek came later, but Greeks are nothing but Philistines who are also Canaanites as well.
I'm outside.
So what is the exact point that's being made? What is the precise point that's being made?
The precise point that I'm making is that the gods that the Egyptians or the Kemet people, the Kemet are speaking of, they're worshiping white gods. They're not worshiping, they think they're worshiping black gods. Those are not black gods on the wall. Those are actually Canaanite gods, which are just fallen angels. They're not the real true, the real true God. They're just the gods of the Greeks, the gods of the Romans, the gods of the of this world, like the Lord, there's two people, the Most High gave the earth into the hands of the wicked, and that was Satan. And Satan has his own seed, which is the serpent seed, and the serpent seed is what came from the fallen angels and the offspring, as it was written in the book of Enoch. So when you think about it in this, I know it's different, and I know it's a different different way I'm going. But the thing is that if you look at it that way, it makes things make a little bit more sense, because everybody is worshiping, even Hinduism. They all worship the same gods. They're all the same gods. They just have a different name, but they are the same equivalent. It's all the same equivalent, like Enki and Enlil, all those types of deities are the same as Baal, as the same as Samyaza. Whichever way you want to put it, they're all the same people. It's just different, groups of people, different names, different exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Different folks.
I agree.
And even when you go into the Bible, in the Torah, it tells you when it speaks of the land of Ham, they say the land of Ham. These people already had civilizations before the Canaanites or the Hebrews even had their first king. So these were already established people. That's what I'm saying. You have to go 1, 2, 3. You can't go 1, 5, 7, 12, 13, 100.
Well, it was all actually
76.
simultaneous. If I may interject, it was all simultaneous during the fall of Babel. Well, what I'm saying is during the time of Babel, the Most High scattered everybody according to their own language, because prior to that, everybody lived in Babel. All of Mitzrayim, all of Cush, all of Shem, the Canaanites, everybody, they all lived in Babel. We all spoke one language. They were building a tower. They were plotting to do evil. The Most High changed everybody's language and sent them according to their own way to assure that they spread out. All of these civilizations are after Babel, and they simultaneously spot up. Now, when you're looking at the lineage, Canaan is the older brother of both Cush and Mitzrayim. He's the older brother.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
Well, it's in the Bible.
That's facts.
That's in the Bible. I mean, I'm not going to say nothing that's going to be erroneous or what I feel. I'm going to tell you what I know about the Bible. And Canaan's the oldest one. That's why Canaan was the one that was cursed by Noah.
Well, we're not going to debate tonight. It's getting late. It's 12 o'clock. So we're going to definitely get back on this topic. Oracle, everybody welcome to come back on. Yeah, this is what I've been wanting. I'm gonna say this foremost. The brothers, I'm used to them, spitting knowledge. But I'm just glad to see the sisters actually come on and spit some knowledge who believe in the Most High, right? And this our sisters, period, able to come on a platform and shoot some real knowledge. We could disagree on certain things, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen this on any platform, as far as I'm concerned, saying some of the stuff that the sisters been saying from any of us sisters on any of these conscious community platforms. I'm sure you brothers could agree to that.
Man.
I have a question. Do anyone here considers themselves a linguist?
What is that?
With the languages?
Dealing with languages and etymology of languages, and is that anybody's forte?
Like an interpreter?
Well, I know a brother that speaks 7 languages.
You would consider him a linguist?
I mean, that's the definition of knowing different languages. I mean, a linguist is...
Sounds like an interpreter to me.
Oh, it was just a question, like
but I don't consider myself a linguist.
I speak 4, but I was just asking, like, does anybody on
me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I speak the best English I could possibly speak, and I know it's broken up like hell.
Well, to answer your question, I am not a linguist. To answer your question, I only speak one language.
Okay, I was just.
We need to understand.
Thank y'all.
All right, thank you. We're going to end this, man. Hey, get in touch with everybody. I know you're already in touch with Oracle. We've been dealing with her some time now, and the brothers. And sister, you covered on the Willy Bully night. That's their night, Tuesday night, so they gave it up to you. So all praise to the Most High.
Hold up. She a part.
I don't have nobody's phone number.
She coming on with us. We gonna get on Alizé as he popped off real bad yesterday. So we gotta pull up on him about that. And then
Y'all can do
you
it on
know.
Civil War if y'all want to do it on Civil War whenever y'all want to.
Put him in the grave. Put him in the grave. No doubt about
Yeah.
that. Put his ass
Oh
to
yeah.
sleep.
And
Because
then we're gonna digress
this
and
is a
see.
Willie
It
brother.
ain't even gonna take long.
And
No doubt.
Oracle, you
Not
can
at all.
contact with me,
Yeah.
or
Say that again.
you can contact me if you want to you want to come on, right, and do
I
a
lost the whatchamacallit. I lost the information. I got a new phone. Like I can't even get on there no more.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, put your email up.
Okay, I'll put my email.
Sham, contact Sham, put your email up so you can contact his email. Sham can put his email up and contact the email.
Okay.
All right. So we got to see some
I'm gonna hit you offline. I got an idea because I gotta go someplace, man. We're gonna figure a date. I want y'all to go with me. We got something I want to do.
All right, sound like a plan.
You know what I mean? Something I want to do, man, is going to shock everybody. It'll be real nice. Trust me.
You know I'm all for it, goddamn. But shout out to the sisters, cause we just seen a very, I guess, intelligent dialogue between two sisters in the faith that you ain't seen nowhere else. So you know, shout out to y'all two sisters, and look forward to dealing with y'all Tuesday. Neff Kelly, you know, we'll holler at you on Shabbat or something.
All right.
Most High bless all of y'all. You want to end it with our joint, man? Most High bless all of y'all, man. Thanks for coming on again. Like I said, this platform belongs to black people.
Yeah.
Point blank, period, man. You know, as simple as that. Now, I will have other people on here that's going to, if they got some knowledge to give us, we can learn a little bit from everybody, man. Even though we the teachers of the universe, but sometimes other people got some things we may not know of because we don't have the position to get certain things to know of it. You know, so
Can I
most
say
High bless
something?
y'all, man. Sure.
I want to put something on someone's mind for them to think about. Okay. We know that we've had different names over the past, I could say 100 years. We've been called different things, right? Negroes, African American, all kind of things, right? Okay. We all know I'm just saying, okay? Don't shoot me. All right.
Go ahead. Everybody got the guns down.
Okay. We all know that. Okay. The sister mentioned about the Canaanites being white and certain people being white, and we all remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When white people first came into contact with a certain group of people, they gave them a name. And then they changed the name. But why? Okay. Let me give you a hint. It's because they classified North Africa as Caucasian. If you go and look up what they classify Egyptians, they classify them as Caucasians. At one point in time, they called us Ethiopians. Ham was supposed to be white, but when you read the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, it says Ham is a progenitor of all the dark races, but not the Negroes, because they couldn't keep us as Ethiopians because that would blow the cover of the Egyptians being white. So they had to exclude us. And I feel like that's the reason why people say the Canaanites are white, because that's what white people classify North Africa as white. That's the classification of the Phoenician, of the Canaanite, of the Egyptian. That's why they group North Africa with the Middle East and not with the rest of Africa. You can go look that up. Egypt is not a part of Africa. It's a part of the Middle East. We were once called Ethiopian. We were once called Ethiopian.
We'll let the sister get a come back on Tuesday, but we're going to end the show because we've been on for like 3 hours now. We're going to end the show on that, man. Most High bless.
And look that up.
For sure. Most High bless y'all. Most High bless y'all, man.
Oracle, stay
Hey,
on.
shalom, Michael.
Okay, thank you, Qanath. Y'all have a good night. What you say,
Stay on.
No
Shoshan?
doubt. Still on.
I said stay on. So I can get your information when it
Okay,
go up.
got you,
Stay on
got
that.
you.
All right. Most I bless everybody. I'm gonna
All
close.
right.
All right,
Shalom,
thanks for having
everybody.
me on.
Yeah, for sure. Most high bless everybody.
All right, Shalom. Thanks for having me on, guys. Thank you.
All right,
Most I
shalom. Good
bless
night,
you. Hey,
sis.
most I bless. Hey, you gotta take me off because I'm driving.
You know why we're not afraid? What? That he's great in turban. Torah was destruction. Y'all think he come back in all peace? You got another thing coming. So we out here fighting for our brother. We ain't marching saying, yes, we can. No justice, no peace. Go! Fight for your sons and your daughters.
I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog. I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker, popo. This my battle cry. Oh! Isaiah 14:21, that ancient version of that gun that swore. They stole our name, they stole our shit. We real Judites, motherfucker Jewish. We Lord. Generals, arm your soldiers. We fight tonight like we supposed to. They inherited lies. I'm referring to all whites. I'm referring to riches, white privilege given through genocide. And they gotta pay for that. God say Jacob gon' take it back. I cry aloud, I spare not. This good bread, my sharecrop. This lily grew through concrete. We march the op on drum beat. We the chosen. No inclination to kick it with y'all. Raise Babylon to the ground, then watch it fall. Obadiah said you'll be wiped up for theft. These are just words, worry about what come next. For Negroes, Latinos, we better than all, not equal. My natives no red dot that feather. Me primo be smooth like that leather. Until it's time to bring the war dogs out, put the headdress on. War paint and I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker, popo. This my battle cry. I got the spirit of grandfathers past. Front porch sitters, Nat Turner dangerous. A real life illustration of angry and Nat painting. Of Malcolm staring out the window with patience. One hand on the curtain, right hand on the AK spits. 47 rounds, all to bring down Satan. Same way Abel was killed by Cain. This will be an introduction from the fuck shit into the fire. Probably join the list of artists who died before they retired. Most High said I'm hired. Sire will never spit a line aimed at my kind. Less meant to uplift. Toughness will be redefined in my rhymes. A squad of men with the spirit of God, with an affinity to point their weapons not at the brethren but at the enemy. Khaki-colored kids, baptized in the flames of combat fashion. In the trap we escaped. Our fate was to be great and noble. Moses reincarnate, so be hopeful and know I bring word from A and O to Pharaoh and white folk. Let my people go, cause that's my battle cry.